wide. Hello, everyone, and welcome to new InkLAN 6. I am Squidoku. I am here with Mrs. Luigi Vargas, and we are going to be bringing you all the action from today's new InkLAN event qualifier for the LAN Championship Showdown here in Waltham, Massachusetts. We are at our new venue for this event of Game Underground, and we are going to be getting right into it.
Yes, Tower Control, InkLAN Art Academy. Very standard start of the map.
Yeah, we've got very interesting team comps here. We've got the stickers and the Nouveau Splatana stampers here on the side of Chew Gum, whereas Nope is out here with a Tentabrella and Dapple Dualies combo. We've got here the blaster on a Nope, moving over, poking from the left, trying to clear open that space ahead of the tower where it's getting to that first checkpoint. And now Nope appears, they have the tower just past that first checkpoint.
Oh, but it's a wipe back. That's all the damage for now, I suppose. The other team is going to try to get around that corner.
Yeah, I believe that is Chew Gum in the orange here, if I'm correct, but the orange team here is going to be getting that tower through that first checkpoint as well. They have several specials coming out, but the tower is, at least for a moment, caused by a Booyah Bomb. Nope, looking to try and prevent it from going past where they have the lead, but that is not successful. Tobo diving in with the Rainmaker, getting nothing going really there. Not the Rainmaker, excuse me, that's a Reef Slider. I am not awake yet. Yeah, that is a Reef Slider, my bad. But we are getting right back into this tower. The Tentabrella right back on it, putting down that ink mine as we see, and there is clear space up ahead. Everyone is a little bit backed up in those bats or on that plat, trying to get ready to put together a push to stop the tower, but it is still going past that second checkpoint.
Yes, better Reef Slider up on the plat, approaching the third checkpoint. This push is definitely a really good push. It's going somewhere.
Yeah, but the Booyah Bomb coming out to try and stop the tower. Two went down on the tower there, and so the purple team here is going to be able to pause that push right there at 13 remaining, preventing it from being a complete knockout right away.
As they're coming into mid, there's a lot of... Oh. Sorry. They're not... I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good. You're good. We have the tower back in mid. Orange team out here is going to be pushing it once again. They've already gotten through the first two checkpoints, so they'll be able to move it pretty quickly if they can keep control. But there is a lot of pressure coming out here, especially with Melodic on that CNF charger, able to shut down anyone who is on the tower without anything to threaten that stronghold up there. There's that Booyah Bomb coming out from the sticker Splatana Stamper, and now Guardian pushing in, trying to take a fight, but that's all four going down on the side of Chew Gum in the purple. And so Nope is really looking to go to push the tower even further. There's Tobo hiding under that ledge, but doesn't manage to get done with it. Goes down to Rush's blaster. Rush pushing forward a little bit, able to pressure the tower there, and they'll need more than that in order to score points of their own, and Rush goes down to those strikes.
I don't think they've given up mid since they took it.
Yeah, no, they haven't. That is Chew Gum again in the orange, Nope in the purple, and Nope are going to be trying to take back mid here. They have that Booyah Bomb a little bit further ahead. There's the mist, and Beam goes down to that Splatana Stamper, but they will need to have someone on the tower at least. They have the space in front of it. Melodic has to drop down onto the tower there in a bit of an awkward position there with that wall right in front, but the splash wall going up does help secure some of that space. Tobo trying to defend but goes down. There is a Crab Tank, a Booyah Bomb a little bit late there, not able to get any more done than the rest of the team already had, and Nope are getting through that checkpoint, and they might be able to make a comeback here.
as they're taking the space that they need. We love to see it. And although they have stalled.
Yeah, that was a bit of a stall. Maybe using those specials a little bit early left them without the resources that they need to really make that last push to the final checkpoint. Rush, they're using that bubble on the tower. It is going to go down quicker there, and especially with both Platanas going down, they won't really be able to contest that heavy splatling on the side of Chew Gum. And so Chew Gum have control of the tower with the seconds ticking down. There is Bean taking that left stack, moving a little bit back towards Plat. All they need to do is use those tri-strikes to prevent anyone from getting on the tower. Those are contesting tri-strikes, both teams throwing them, and that is the first game going towards Chew Gum.
Yes, very excellent performance right out of the gate. I think, yeah, it was very commanding. I love their special usage. I think it was very, very instrumental in all of that.
Yeah, absolutely. As with tower control being a mode where you only need to just have one stronger push, getting it all the way to that third checkpoint, even though they weren't able to knock out, they didn't need to do as much to prevent Nope from taking the lead. All they had to do was just take whatever position they wanted along the tower path and just stop the tower where it was most convenient for them.
Now we're on the second stage, Clam's Umami Ruins.
Yep, Clam Blitz on Umami Ruins. This is one that can easily become a knockout. There is not a lot of space between winning a fight in mid and making it to the other team's basket, and it's pretty easy to score points on here if you're able to significantly win a fight. There's also a jump that can be made, I believe, from a block onto the dome without having to go all the way around it, which can provide another angle if the defending team isn't necessarily able to spot that in time and catch a player in the air.
Oh, I didn't know that.
If I recall correctly, I know on some modes on Umami Ruins that jump is doable, and I believe Clam Blitz is one of them, if I recall correctly.
Oh, I guess this is another mode where one really good push could cinch the game, so we'll see if Chew Gum can do a repeat of their tower control performance.
Yeah, now we have Chew Gum with the yellow ink and Nope in the purple. We could say that is lemon-flavored gum that they're chewing there. Looks like similar, if not identical comps coming out. Hudsy's there on the bucket on the side of Chew Gum. And Chew Gum able to get two players up on that top mid, a very important place, but they lose one, they lose Hudsy's. Tobal is still there, and it looks like Rush kind of dropped off of it, but they were able to, with the rest of their team, take out Rani, and now Guardian goes down up in the front, but Milotic on the heavy edit splatling. Now they have a tactical core that was notably absent from that first game. Milotic gets a trade with Bean there, and now there's three players down on the side of Nope who are looking to try and salvage something there, but they do lose that Stamper as well, and now the clans are going in favor of Chew Gum, who are looking to get that first score in.
Yeah, they've secured mid again. Those Splatooners came back. They're definitely marking good defense with their kills there.
Yeah, those tri-strikes and the tent shield giving an angle in for Chew Gum to get back. Milotic coming back out, respawning quickly with that tactical cooler, taking a high ground spot, a defended spot there, trying to prevent much more going on, but with another power clam going in, Chew Gum are down to 42 remaining and looking to keep scoring. There's Tobal again, getting more clams in, using that torpedo to potentially distract from their retreat, as they are down to 30 remaining. They have more clams if they can get close enough to throw them, but that big bubbler should be able to prevent any more of a push, and the barrier goes back up at 30 points remaining for Chew Gum.
They're still up there, though. They're still ready to start right another push right away.
Yeah, completely undeterred by that Toxic Mist and the Crab Tank using the shield to deflect from it. There's a Reef Slider going deep in, and the basket is back open. They've just about got through their penalty. Randy out in a fight with Rush, but both of them disengage. Randy there looking to use that shield, give a bit more space. There's clams available. They have broken through all of that penalty. Milotic picking up the power clam. Good call when another one is going to spawn as long as they do that. And now with 3 down on the side of Chew Gum, Milotic and the rest of Nope are looking to hold onto mid and get a score of their own going if they're able to win one more fight. There's that Tacticooler coming out, and all of the other specials are available, all being used at the same time here, really to give that advantage to Unknown, and they are making a push here. They are scoring clams, but can they survive these tri-strikes coming out?
Well, they seem to have so far, but I think they're very slowly losing ground from this defense. And yeah, that's 3 down, isn't it? So the push is basically over now.
Yeah, Hudsy's doing a great job there of using that AoE of the Slosher to get assists on 3 different players of Unknown, as Unknown are looking to try and hold there. They're pushed a little bit back, the 10 shield driving them backward, as well as the Wave Breaker. Rush going down, 3 players going down, and that is Bean with Aura here. Another power cam going in. They have enough to knock this out here. If Tobal can score all of those, that is another game going to Chew Gum.
That was also very definitive. That was very well done on Chew Gum's side.
Yeah, definitive indeed. There you see that Tentabrella, such a common pick on LAN tournaments relative to the online, where a lot of the weird internet issues with Tentabrella are completely mitigated by being at a LAN event. And there we saw that fist bump between Rani and Hudsies. Love to see that kind of fist bump, that celebration, especially with the excitement it brings for 4 teams playing in the same room all right next to each other.
For sure, for sure. Now we're on our last game. Was it Zones Ramen?
I'm not sure exactly.
It was definitely ramen.
Okay, then if it was Robo Ramen, I believe it is most likely to be Zones. That is the main mode that we see played on that stage, and I don't think we're likely to see Rainmaker on Robo Ramen, even though it is fun to play casually, and I would honestly not even mind playing it in a tournament sometime. It's really interesting playing unconventional map modes, especially in tournaments, just to have to adapt to them, because those aren't things that you necessarily practice as much in a coordinated setting.
I wonder if there's going to be any weapon swapping.
Yeah, I wonder too. We've seen stable team comps coming out from both of these teams so far, and I do think that what we saw, nothing is really particularly unsuited. Milotic might play a different backline here, but yep, they're switching to the E-leader there, getting rid of that Tacticooler, and that's interesting. Rush switching to the 52 gal and Crow on the Slosher, whereas Chew Gum are sticking with the same team composition, the weapon composition that they have used before. There's a Sprinkler going up on the very top, dropping Ink onto just a corner of the zone. It's on the side, not on the bottom, over the pillow in the middle, and it's taking quite a while for either team to capture the zone, but this time it is Nope who take control first, I believe. Yeah, it is Nope, and they go 3 down though. They do lose that initial fight, and with Tobal there, and as well as one other diving into the zone, using that Reef Slider, but Tobal gets punished for it with that bomb. Still, Chew Gum able to use that push forward to take control of the zone and continue that momentum even further.
Very slight swap here, but specials are coming out to get back in.
They are indeed, and now the zone is still in possession of Chew Gum for a little bit longer, but Unknown do manage to take it. They've got a little bit of penalty to work through. Rush there with that 52 gal, which should be a relatively good counter to the Tentabrella. They may have chosen it specifically for that reason. The splash wall being able to shred the shield, as well as the firing power and mobility of the 52 gal's main weapon being a great counter to the Tentabrella. There's Tobal using another Reef Slider. The zone is neutralized a few ticks before Nope are able to take the lead, and Chew Gum do manage to get control back to hold onto it.
Yes, Leaf Slider in the zone, not as effective as it used to be, but it's still very helpful.
Yeah, it can at least neutralize the zone, even if it does not completely capture it. Now Chew Gum are continuing to extend their lead here. Rush here over on the bottom corner of the stage using that special. There's multiple specials coming out, 2 down on the side. Hudsy's going down, getting spotted by that killer whale, and Rush using that mobility to scramble around there, able to stay alive and keep the zone in control of Nope. They're getting pretty close to being able to take the lead there. Total sliding in, but not even close to the zone. They're not able to put down any ink on it, and even though they went 2 down, Nope have taken the lead here, but Chew Gum have taken control of the zone right back. Hudsy's just about getting over that wave breaker wave with only a little bit of health left and managing to stay up with that aura that they've accumulated.
Specials push in here, team spawn pretty effectively.
Yeah, and now there is that Tent Umbrella shield to contend with. Hudsy's sharking up there on the bed area, but with the Booyah Bomb coming out, that Splatana Stamper goes down despite it, but now the Chew Gum have taken the lead back, and Rush in a bit of a flanking position, getting behind and forcing Chew Gum to turn around, but Chew Gum get the full wipeout as the time goes down to 0, and Chew Gum have taken the set 3-0.
That game was definitely more back and forth, and I love that. I love that a lot.
Yeah, it was, and there was definitely potential there for Nope to be able to come back. It was just that last attempt at a push that Chew Gum managed to identify the angles that Nope were coming from, and they were not quite able, Nope, to get anything done despite the specials that they were using. I liked that flank from the 52 gal, but unfortunately for Nope, it wasn't quite enough to get all of the splats they needed and all of the paint on the zone that they needed to neutralize and perhaps turn it their color.
Yeah, that was a really good
B-tier players in particular are a team that has been consistently very dominant here at New InkLAN. They have, with largely the same roster, 3 or 4 players consistent through various events, we have seen them able to really show their stuff here and take consistent wins. In fact, at some of these New InkLAN events, not even dropping a single game.
C-tier they are not, for sure.
I'll get back behind the controller for some games, but in the meantime, I am happy to be here in the commentary spot, bringing all of the action from the games that we will be seeing on stream soon.
We're almost there. You're choosing Alpha versus Bravo teams on the
Cool.
on
Yeah.
the thing.
We are hearing that we have comms back online, which is great to hear. Glad that we can bring you all the action, any analysis that we have in our brains once the games begin, and we will be getting into that shortly. From what we can tell, it appears that the teams are being selected here, and it won't be very long before the games begin for round 2. At least the games in this particular station at the stream set between these two teams. As we can see right behind us.
Whoops.
Right behind us, we have a few. The other set that has, it appears, already concluded, in fact, and so just normal LAN things, normal tournament things, where the stream does tend to take a little bit longer than the other sets, just because of all of a little bit of extra preparation, and in the case of LAN's setup, that comes with a set being on stream.
So, upcoming game, is it WPI versus, I forgot the second one.
I believe it is nope.
Yes, sounds right.
Yeah, so average Worcester drivers, and we will be getting right into it. As soon as
the scene switches.
Yep. As soon as we there
Yeah.
we go. Ooh, Phantom wearing the parallel mask, big fan of that. We have average Worcester drivers on the left in blue and nope on the right in orange. This is Museum Rainmaker. A big fight happening there over on the left of your screen, but Lagomorph and Disco going right. Lagomorph juking left and getting a trade with Disco on that stamper, able to get a clean pick. 2 going down on the side of nope. WPI is looking to grab the Rainmaker. Disco there is, and with the help of that Ink Vac, trying to survive at least, as the Charger dropping down on the left. That E-leader, that custom E-leader, able to be enough of a distraction to destabilize WPI and prevent them from getting any more than 10 points with the Rainmaker there.
Yes, very much fighting in mid. Rainmaker only moved 10 points, so it's still anyone's game.
Yeah, picked up by Rush on nope. There is the lead changed just by 1 point, but with a third player going down, they'd already taken out that Ink Rush. Nope, able to get the Rainmaker to the checkpoint. Rush using that 52 gal to pop the shield. Disco's trying to get that defense over the top, but Crow is there to stop it. Rush able to move the Rainmaker further, gets located, but gets taken out. The Kraken from Milotic is not quite going to stop them well enough. But now, Phantom back with that Ink Vac out. There is that E-leader on the side of WPI, trying to get some splats there and defend, put down a little bit more paint, prevent any sneak attack coming in through the ink. But the Rainmaker gets taken out, and now that player is the only one left alive on the side of WPI. Nope, has the Rainmaker again, and they'll want to push it even further, going 2 and almost past. There's Milotic holding onto it a little bit more. Not quite safe to move forward. Maybe could have scored a few more points, but is prioritizing that safety, waiting for a bit of a stronger position to push, but they won't get it before going down in a trade with Disco on the Splatana Stamper.
Yes, they couldn't quite push far enough to run away with it so far, but it's still a really good push. It's good that they broke the checkpoint and able to stall for that much time.
Yeah, any time stalled is valuable, but if Worcester drivers from WPI are able to get it past that 40-point mark, you might wonder if stalling there and waiting for a better opportunity is worth the risk that it was of potentially being able to get a lead with only getting it down to 39 remaining. That being said, though, Nope do still have control of mid, and there is Milotic using that Kraken, trying to get a second push, able to take out Phantom on the big swig roller. Milotic dropping back and allowing the Rainmaker to get down to 4 remaining.
Didn't even notice that was happening. I was distracted by the wonderful Kraken gameplay.
Yeah. That Kraken can do such a good job forcing the other team to stay aware with them or get splatted, and getting a clean pick there. Milotic is on and being able to jump out. The Rainmaker is unpopped there, but WPI have control of their plat. They'll need to pop the Rainmaker at some point if they want to at least get it back into mid. I can't tell if they already did pop it and are waiting for it to reset, or if it's just still sitting there as they have control of mid.
I hope they popped it. But it's lovely to see Nope's performance here being so strong after their last set of games.
Yeah, I don't think they did pop it actually, because only just now are they able to bring it down. They picked it up.
They're in that
and
corner,
yeah, that is such a dangerous corner to be in. You can get completely shredded like we just saw by a bucket or any AoE weapon, area of effect weapon that is able to just damage as much of that space as they want to.
It's sitting somewhere else not being popped now. We love that.
Yeah, every second that it spends not being popped is benefit for Nope here, who have put it in and left it in such a good position for them. As long as it doesn't get popped, it is inconvenient for anyone to get it out, and if it just stays there, Nope are on track to win in just about 10 seconds. Guardian there with that Booyah Bomb, holding onto it for as long as they are able. There it goes. It's stopping the Rainmaker shield from getting popped by the average Worcester drivers, and WPI aren't able to come back here with Nope taking a game in this set.
That was excellent play from Nope all around.
Yeah, they came in with a plan and they were able to execute it. They managed to get a very, very strong lead with that Rainmaker, and with very little happening really for the end of that game, it seemed like Nope were happy to just let it sit and stop any attempt from WPI to try and push that.
Yeah, makes me wonder if WPI was, I mean, they were like, makes me wonder if they were like trying to reset themselves even before the match was over to prepare for the next one.
Yeah, at some point it starts being a case of, we can still win this, but it's going to be a very tall task, and we need to return to the basics. We need to get back to the fundamentals, and you're going to have to take some risks there if you want to win from such a far back position. But at one point, might it just be better to cut your losses in that one game and think about the larger best-of-5 set as a whole, as we have here? I believe it's best-of-5.
3? I think it's 3.
Yeah, it's either best-of-5 or play all 3, as we saw in the first round, going to 3 games. With the set being taken 3-0. If my memory serves me correctly, the New InkLAN and many other LAN events do typically run best of 5 sets. First team to 3 wins takes it for all rounds, which is good. It gives a few more games than typical online tournaments best of 3 for the opening rounds. So it looks like the teams are getting right into it. Tower control here on Ship Shape Cargo Company. Once again, WPI on your left. Nope on your right. WPI with the lime green, yellow green ink. Nope in the blue. And there is an Ink Brush Nouveau coming out from Lagomorph here on the side of WPI.
And an E-Leader as well.
Yeah, an E-Leader. On both teams at this point now, but Milotic using the scoped variant, whereas Mortuus on the side of WPI is using the unscoped, which has, I believe, slightly less range, the scoped version with a little bit more. WPI able to take the tower first, but only able to get it to the 97 remaining, not very far. They'll really need a lot to take it all the way up to that first checkpoint, but they are getting 3 down there using those specials. They still have a wave breaker at the ready, but that's not going to do a whole lot to displace anyone who's trying to dive the tower. But with that big swig over on the flank, it's not able to, or rather the big swig defending from a flank, that actually is not able to get much because that's a full wipeout.
Wow. E-Leaders on the tower. Everyone else is pushing real far in, trying to get that space they need.
Yeah, Rush has switched off that 52 gal and onto the blaster, using that big bubbler to hold space. That is the lead for Nope, who are getting through that first checkpoint and have in front of them a very quick path to the second checkpoint. Interestingly, ShipShape being one of the maps here with only 2 checkpoints, those points count down very fast between the first and second. The tower moves quickly through mid. If you don't have something like that E-Leader from Mortuus able to take a shot at the tower and get a splat on the player riding it, which means no one else getting back on that tower is causing it to go back to mid until one player finally gets on it on the side of No.
Tower very slowly going back, though I suspect, yeah.
Yeah, Rush has that bubble ready to go, holding it down that space very well. Lagomorph under the wall, doesn't manage to get anything done. Rush getting that flick on and gets another splat onto Mortuus, looking for a little bit more, staying alive, staying again, getting another
Still
splat there on a 3 combo at least. Lagomorph looking for something going. Getting only a trade, and that is enough for Unknown to get through that checkpoint. Disco trying to get something done there, doesn't manage it, and Guardian gets it all the way to the goal.
Shout out to Rush for just being a menace in there. That was instrumental.
Yeah. Surely they got Aura at some point there and held onto it for the rest of that game. Using some very slick movement, a squid roll off the little wall that leads up to that snipe, staying alive, staying mobile and nimble and hard to predict there for WPI to get that splat, which they seem to be unable to do until it was too late and Disco was already bringing the tower to the goal.
They even like used the Booyah Bomb as cover briefly. I was like,
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, the Booyah Bomb can provide that big sphere of ink, also serving as effective cover for those frontline players who are looking to keep their own location hidden while keeping track of where the defending more stationary players like an E-Leader or a big swing roller would be. So as we move into our third game of this set, I think we're likely to see similar decisions from Nope. That Tentabella that we had seen from Rani, I think that will likely continue. We have that frontline aggressive slaying weapons, or rather, not necessarily slaying weapons, but those weapons that are particularly good at doing high damage in quick time and getting a lot of splats quickly. Milotic on the anchoring long-range backline weapons, and a little bit of in-between for the rest of the team. Whereas WPI average Wister drivers, we've only seen them in these last 2 games, so we could really see anything coming from them as we move on to 8-block clans for Game 3.
Yes. Jet Squelcher.
Ooh, yeah, that's interesting. Milotic on the Jet Squelcher, and Disco moving to the mini Splatling. And that means with the mini Splatling and the Inkbrush Nouveau, WPI are using 2 Ultra Stamps in this team comp. Phantom here trying to hold onto the left with Milotic on the Jet Squelcher, a very mobile, more long-range weapon. And Rush there going up the ramp. Paint coming in, blue ink coming in from all angles here. But WPI are able to use their specials. They've got that ink vac. They do take out Rush, but not fast enough for Guardian to get in. However, they do have all that pressure on Guardian, able to shred through that Booyah armor and get the full wipeout, as you said.
Yes.
But it'll take more than that for WPI to get through. They used some specials. They have a couple ready to go now. There's that hammer coming out from Disco, climbing up the wall, getting a splat on Guardian, looking for another. They see Rush. They throw the hammer and only get the outer damage radius, if at all. Rush able to move around, dive around, gets taken out, doesn't get anything done. Lagomorph wants to get something of their own. They're swirling around there, looking for some space on top of that wall, dropping down as soon as they're seen, hitting under the wall.
4 specials on for...
Yeah, sneaking around. That is indeed 4 specials. There's the ink vac, the first to come out, but the strikes coming out in return. They dropped a power clam. They don't have anyone nearby to pick it up, and it goes down. Rush gets hit by the Ultra Stamp from behind, and even though 3 specials came out from WPI, it isn't quite enough to take control of that plat from Unknown and to get close enough to score any power clams.
And now they're only 1 up.
Yeah, it's just Disco with that Ultra Stamp coming out. Milotic diving forward with a power clam. They want to get a jump out. They manage to survive at least. Crow there holding a bit of space. Phantom and Lagomorph defending there. Crow goes down, and the second power clam with another small clam goes in, bringing them down to 67 remaining.
Yes. Well, Nope has the player advantage right now, so we'll see if they will going to try to push again.
It is taking everything I have here not to make a 6-7 joke with that score remaining, and it might not be for much longer, but they have control of Nope, but they don't have any power clams, and with 2 players going down on WPI, Lagomorph using that Ultra Stamp to try and hold the space. The Ultra Stamp is running out a little bit. It is now done as it gets thrown away. Rush survives though on that wall, gets a little bit of damage onto them, but has a friend here who goes down. There's that Lagomorph brush coming in from above on that stack. The stack can be a great place for an ink brush to sit on top of and prevent anyone from sharking behind. Disco goes down there, but WPI cannot stop Nope from sneaking in, and they get another power clam in, and all of a sudden it is down to 29 remaining. Big push indeed.
Out of nowhere. They just snuck up.
Yeah. They may have come in over the rail from the far side. There's Phantom trying to use that ink vac to hold some space for Lagomorph to work with. It doesn't get any splats when the vac shot comes out, but Lagomorph goes down there. That's 2 down on the side of WPI. They don't have the advantage that they need. Disco tossing out that Ultra Stamp. It doesn't appear to get much done. There was a splat onto the bucket, the slosher of Crow. There's Disco trying to hold that space, gets taken out by someone on the side of Nope. who have a minute left, and if they're able to hold on to this commanding lead that they have, they will take this set.
For sure. Really good defense from Anope.
Yeah, absolutely. And now they are on the offense once again. WPI having to scramble a little bit. They're all kind of clumped up with that Vec putting pressure left and Mortuous's leader putting pressure right, but they're in that Inkstorm taking out most of their health, having to scramble off to the left in a bit of a weaker spot and having to retreat even further as the strikes come out from Crow. Lagomorph able to get a splat onto Rush from above, but 13 remaining. Melodic has enough clams to take the knockout if they're able to score them, and there's 1 point left. They dropped a clam,
right
there's
there.
a dive in, and that is the knockout.
Wow. That was intense.
That was intense indeed, and that is a 3-0. I believe after getting swept in their previous set, Nope do the sweeping this time, taking the 3-0 win over WPI average Worcester drivers.
It's lovely to see what they're made of after.
Yeah,
the first
yeah.
set.
They could have easily been shaken up by that, could have been unsure what to do, but they showed that they were able to contend. Every set is a new opportunity. Every set starts at 0-0, and this time Nope showed that they were able to come out on top. So now we've seen 3 of the teams in this event on the main stage, on the stream for that we're bringing you right here. All we have left to see are Sharky's Angels and Z tier players. Sharky's Angels, a few regulars here, some players who have been to New InkLANs before, and Z tier players as well, being regulars of this event and consistently taking wins here at New InkLAN. And I would say they are likely the favorites going into this to take home the win. Yeah, so I would say Z-tier players likely to be the favorites to take home the win here, and the qualifying spot for the LAN Championship Showdown that is on the line. But before the next round begins, we are going to bring you another quick break. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned for round 3.
Oh, I got an arcade pass? Oh. Oh.
Spectators, thank you. This is it's off, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I was like,
Oh yeah, we're off. Yeah. Okay. I already have my own very well used.
Oh, wow. Do you just like load it at the front desk or whatever? Okay.
What?
I think you guys are.
okay. I was like, I don't know. Someone handed me a sticker. I said, okay. Pretty sure that's not. Okay, that's on.
to go. Welcome back, everyone. We are excited to bring you round 3 here at new InkLAN number 6. Once again, I am Squidoku, and I am here with Mrs. Luigi Vargas.
Oh.
And we are well underway here at new InkLAN. We have seen Nope take a win just now over WPI average Worcester drivers, where in the first round, Nope was swept by... What was the name of the team again?
Chew Gum.
Chew Gum, of course. Yeah, it's been exciting here. I had that pulled up earlier myself. And so we are going to bring you the next round. Not sure which 2 teams are on the main stage. It looks like we...
One of them we've seen before.
Yes, it looks like we have Sharky's Angels and yet again Nope here, who are on their 3rd consecutive main stage set. So they are really, really getting the spotlight here. But will Sharky's Angels be able to take their crown, so to speak, of the main stage that they are currently holding?
Guess we'll see if another sweep will happen, or maybe we'll see a 1-2 or 2-1 or something this time.
Yeah. Or I believe these are first team to 3 wins. Whichever way it goes, we have seen quite a few sweeps so far in this group stage, this round robin stage. We have 5 teams here at new InkLAN today, and the top one will once again be moving on to the online LAN Championship Showdown, happening, I believe, in just a couple weeks, not very far away. I am not exactly sure on that. I may need to double check that, but the winners of this event will be moving on to the LAN Championship Showdown for sure. That is what all these teams are playing for.
Very exciting, very exciting. We're in. Oh, I love the synchronized tags.
Yeah, and banners. Very, very nice to see from Sharky's Angels here in the pink ink, with Nope once again on the right side in the green.
A GooTuber.
Very interesting to see a GooTuber coming out here from Melodic. Sharky's Angels not having a tacticaler here, bringing a heavy edit splatling with the Crab Tank here on Splat Zones on Umami Runes. Glack on the Splattershot Pro, the 4th Splattershot Pro up there on the top mid, dropping down left to help get control here, with Sharky's Angels being the first team to take the zone and getting a trade here. Another splat for the blaster of Scoobs, who does go down, but trades happening left and right here. Tesseract using that crab up top, but it gets shredded, and Tesseract goes down to the killer whale. Even as 2 go down here on the side of Unope, they do have control of one side of the zone, but it quickly goes back to Sharky's Angels, with Renzo coming in from behind.
Even though they don't have a tactical, they're doing a really good job having staying power to keep the zones in their color.
Yeah, neither team using a tacticaler here, so both having to deal with those regular, normal respawn times. But there, we see Scoobs getting another splat with that custom range blaster. No specials currently available for either team, but with Scoobs getting that Kraken ready and using it immediately, looking to dive in, cause some chaos, destabilize Nope, prevent them from getting in. There's one who tried to go over the rail, got taken down. Scoobs gets another trade, and that is all that Sharky's Angels need to just keep holding onto that zone.
They get 10 ticks before it's a 100-0 push. Can they? Nope. Flip.
They're doing their best, but it is not quite enough, and Sharky's Angels holds onto it.
Wow.
You can see from the turf on the map the story of that game. Only a little bit of pink, small trails coming out from the base of Sharky's Angels, with most of the overlapping pink and green over on the right side, closer to where Nope was trying to come out. There you see Tesseract and Renzo. They are giving that fist bump. They both having 3 gold medals in that game. Lovely to see once again. These players do play competitively together. Tesseract and Renzo in particular on the team 11'8" bridge. And so they have some established synergy, as well as having Glack, I believe, is one of that team's coaches, and Scoobs coming on for New InkLAN with the to come together as a pickup that they have named Sharky's Angels. But it is good to see people coming back again and again, regulars at this event, and showing how they are adapting to how the game is evolving and how their own skills are evolving as players.
For sure. Nice to see them every time also.
Oh yeah, for sure. And especially as we are still getting updates to the game. Version 11.1, a relatively sizable balance patch coming in after the major update, version 11.0. But now we will be moving right into Game 2, Rainmaker on Undertow Spillway, and Tesseract back on her signature well string. Milotic back on a longer range, more stable, more stationary charger in that splat charger. Both teams putting paint onto the Rainmaker shield, trying to pop it. Neither team doing so until Sharky's Angels does, especially with all of the object damage that well string provides.
They're starting their push, going to the left side, as most people do.
Yep, the typical route, but it gets quickly shut down, in fact, first from a splash wall, and then from all of the other players swinging around from mid, able to get 3 down and stop the push before it even starts. Milotic getting a splat onto Renzo. There is the Rainmaker getting picked up, taking the lead. Not very much of a lead, especially as even going so far to the side only gets you to 99 remaining, but taking the very quick and speedy route to that first checkpoint, the checkpoint on the right side. Yeah, Rush able to get even further, 36 remaining on that uninkable ramp. Milotic doing great to dodge those whales and get 3 splats in a row. Excellent stuff there. Getting that aura, like you said, and getting Rush away in to get the Rainmaker even a little bit further, down to 14 remaining. Scoobs now has aura, getting those splats with the blaster. As their teammate goes down, they get another. They use their Kraken, but no one is not nearby. They dive all the way for Milotic. They have to back out as a jump comes in. Scoobs now having that blaster underneath. The Rainmaker is in the possession of Tesseract, who is looking to bring it over to that left checkpoint. Rush coming in from behind, gets only traded out, and the Rainmaker does make it for the checkpoint for Sharky's Angels, who go 2 down in the process.
Now both teams have a checkpoint broken, so now the next push could be the last push.
It certainly could. Milotic using that Ink Vac to keep Sharky's Angels away. Crow moving forward, as we see, getting an assist under that ledge, using the power of that slosher to splat over. And now, as they have 1 player down, but the strike's ready to go, Sharky's Angels all moving in, just spreading out a little bit after they had been clumped up. Renzo coming in from behind and getting 2. This could be an opportunity for things to swing the way of Sharky's Angels. Renzo using that killer whale, trying to go further, getting the splat on Milotic. That could be huge to prevent another quick triple splat from that charger. Tesseract once again picking up the Rainmaker, but with Guardian coming in from behind, looking for a splat, not able to get it. Tesseract out on the side. There is defense coming in above from Nope, and they will be looking to keep that going. Tesseract holding onto the Rainmaker. They want to get in there. They have a bit of defense, but they just get to the wall and lose it at 22 remaining.
So close. Now, it's like Nope is doing some cleaning up. Oh, that... Okay.
very interesting there. The wall might have perfectly defended that jump in and jump directly out, although one did go down there. But now Sharky's Angels will have to defend once again and try and stop another push. Milotic holding onto the Rainmaker. They can't stall it all the way yet, just now. They may want to try stalling it, but currently it is in a position where Sharky's Angels wouldn't have too much trouble moving forward if they're able to do it, but they need players up, and with 2 going down, 3 going down, there is almost another splat for Unknown, but not quite. Tesseract takes them out, but gets taken down herself.
10 ticks on the Rainmaker before it explodes.
Yeah, they'll want to run it forward. Still able to get fairly far ahead, even as the Rainmaker was ticking down. Less than a minute on the clock here.
Sharky's Angels venturing forward. Booyah Bomb popped.
Yeah,
but
2
there's
down. 2 down on both sides here, and the 3rd down on Sharky's Angels is a very big swing. Renzo is in a far forward position and gets taken out. Unknown having 30 seconds left. If they want to stall the Rainmaker here, they have plenty of time to do it. Milotic getting a huge 2 picks,
goodness.
2 splats, looking for a 3rd, doesn't quite get it, looking for a 3rd, using that ink vac to try and hold back Sharky's Angels, who are all in that corner, trying to find a way through. But Milotic, such a strong defense there, able to hold their ground and get a full wipeout as the time ticks down.
They don't even have to bring they're going in.
Oh, that is a crazy far forward move. As Unknown evens up the set 1-1, we have a set on our hands. This is not going to be another sweep on the main stage.
Oh, amazing play from Milotic. So many kills, so much aura.
Yeah, really farming that aura on stream for all of us to see. Getting that splat after splat all in a row. Awesome stuff to see there. Under pressure, able to just get 1, 2, 3 down and clear the space for the rest of the team. So Unknown and Sharky's Angels both on the board, 1 point each. They will each be looking for more wins. They will want to keep this competitive. They will want to, of course, they will not want to keep this competitive. Both teams will want to storm ahead and win, but of course it is going to be competitive here as both teams have already won 1 game.
It'll be interesting to see if Sharky's Angels adjusts at all in the face of Milotic's incredible Charger gameplay.
Yeah, they will certainly need to at least work on preventing that Charger from getting as much value and punishing their exposed positions there. They may, I don't believe they will be able to contest in terms of range, being able to match what that Charger is able to contend at. And depending on the next stage and mode, if Milotic chooses to stick with a much longer ranged Charger, that may be good as a counter to what Sharky's Angels are bringing. But we will see here, tower control, Hagglefish Market, and this is one that could go either way. We see something similar from Sharky's Angels, and Milotic moving to the E-leader here, an even longer ranged Charger.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Scoobs switching off of the custom range blaster to the custom blaster, swapping out the Kraken for a splashdown, a triple splashdown. First to go down is the Slosher on the side of Nope in the orange ink. Sharky's Angels in the cyan ink. And Sharky's Angels are the first team to take the tower this time. They have cleared quite a lot of space. They have that splashdown all the way up forward. Yeah. Scoobs getting 2 and getting aura there as they go down. Guardian, the only one left alive on Nope as the tower gets taken past that first checkpoint by Sharky's Angels.
Push that road. Booyah Bomb comes out. Clear the tower. Cancel the Booyah Bomb. Okay, we're wiped out. We cleaned up. Now it's our turn.
Yep, now it is indeed for Unknown. They will want to put down a lot of paint here, a lot of ink on the side of Sharky's Angels. There's a trade there between Renzo and Crow. The Booyah Bomb coming out from Glack, able to go right out to the tower. It only stalls it for a little bit there. There isn't anyone nearby on Sharky's Angels to continue off of that. And as two push forward, Glack and Renzo, they both go down. And that gives Unknown free reign to get all the way through checkpoint 1. That E-Leader on the tower is formidable at any range. But Sharky's Angels tapping the tower just soon enough for them to hold onto the lead. Two going down. They have some good position. They have the advantage in terms of their positioning, but it isn't quite enough with one person only needing to stand on the tower for a little bit longer. That does mean Unknown has taken the lead, getting it to 37 remaining to Sharky's Angels 42.
Two down on Nope's side of things.
Yeah, but Unknown going two down, no specials ready. Sharky's Angels having a couple of their own. They use that killer whale. They have Renzo in under that ledge. Not quite going down to an auto bomb there. Taking up some space, winning the fight of the 52 gals, looking for something more. Guardian drops down with that sword, using that spawn armor to win the fight. There's Scoobs coming in with the splashdown that isn't able to get anything at that point. But Sharky's Angels, they have the Rainmaker, they have the tower, they go down to Nope, and it's 1 point away, but they still get wiped out, and they aren't quite able to take the lead back here. Less than half of the game remaining, 2 minutes and change to go.
That was so close. It's gotta be frustrating, but there's still 2 minutes left.
Close indeed. 2 minutes left here, and Unknown are able to swing the tower back in their direction, in the direction they want to push it. Milotic riding the tower, that tower's momentum potentially throwing off some of those long-range scoped E-Leader shots. The longest range weapon in the game, but with Scoobs nearby, they're not able to dodge it. The Rush trades them out, has to scramble to stay alive, but goes down to that blast from the Crab tank. Tesseract dropping down here, has Aura, is looking to get something more, has to handle that bucket over on the right side before moving over towards the tower. There's a lot of orange paint in mid that is making Sharky's Angels wait before moving forward. A minute and change is plenty of time for them to take the lead, but not if they go down like that. The Booyah Bomb doesn't get anything done, and Nope are all still alive here. They are going to be fighting this tower. Rush winning that short range 1v1. There's a splashdown coming in, gets nothing. Rush still behind, able to take out Tesseract, and looking for more here as the tower is moving back towards the middle of the map.
I will say the Crab tank, I've noticed, has been doing a really good job of displacing people this entire time.
It certainly has, but is only able to do so much when Tesseract can only get so many, but she has another one ready to go at this point. Scoobs moving in, has Aura. Glack riding the tower, but goes down to an E-Leader shot. The E-Leader gets taken out. Scoobs looking for another, only manages a indirect shot onto Crow and goes down. Renzo taking the tower again. There's two down. Rush is looking at the tower. Renzo wants to get that splat but can't find Rush. Rush stalls the tower. There's only a few seconds left. There is that slosher on the side of Unknown who is putting down damage on the tower. There is Glack going down. Tesseract riding the tower. There's the Booyah Bomb coming out, and that is enough for Unknown to take it.
What a nail biter that was.
Yeah, those special weapons coming out at the end. It could have gone either way, but Unknown able to get that Booyah Bomb, stay alive, and use it when they needed to. I believe that was Guardian on the sticker Splatana Stamper who had that Booyah Bomb and was able to just cleanly put it on the tower with a teammate on the other side of it, ready to jump on as soon as it was cleared. Yeah, we will be going to a game 4 for this set. We have a clear view here of the venue. I believe the other set in this stage may have already completed, and the seats behind us are not currently in the midst of a competitive in a tournament game, but we are just waiting for.
No, I think it's 3 because
Oh,
they're leaving now.
Oh, okay. I am mistaken. So these are play all 3 sets. I apologize for the confusion. That's what I get for not checking earlier. So if these are play all 3 sets, then we do have a winner of that set being a Nope after a very, very close tower control game to seal the deal.
Corey's going to come in for you for the next 2 rounds, so
Okay.
you'll still hang out here for another 2 rounds. Alright. So you can go play on the arcade machine just only for 2 rounds.
Yeah. Yeah. Not me thinking it was best of 5 when it was play all 3.
Hello. What's going on, Mrs. Luigi Vargas. I'll warn you, I'm kind of bad at this. I am bad at this.
We're just new. There's no such thing as being bad at commentary. We all start somewhere. I've been doing this for almost 4 years now, so.
Do you know all the map names? Because then you're better than me.
If you know some weapons, like,
Yeah.
it's literally no biggie. My water. I should bring my water over here.
Like, if you wanted me to commentate like Splatoon 1 or Splatoon 2, I'm golden. I know what's going on in those games. Splatoon 3, I'm like, that's a special I've never seen before. I don't know what is happening.
The mics are still hot. You guys are still hot.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to New InkLAN number 6. I am so excited to be here in person. My name is Carney. If you guys don't know me, I mainly do stuff for IPL and Ludi, but I finally had the time to come down to Waltham and provide my lovely voice for everybody. And I am joined by my lovely co-commentator, who you guys saw before. We've got a good couple of really good games for you still in the works, so stick around. We are going to be coming in as soon as humanly possible. We've got our players just about to jump into the game itself. We're just joining up, getting that lobby all set. Really, really excited because I've just been like watching around like the entirety of everything, so super huge. What are you most excited for like these next couple of rounds?
I'm excited well, the first couple of rounds were pretty decisive sweeps, so I'm excited for more maybe 1v1, 2-1 type of games as everyone kind of starts getting used to each other.
It's definitely going to help in these earlier rounds for everyone to get used to each other because we still have Top Cut like way far ahead of us to round out the end of the night to crown our championship qualifier champions, dare I say. So we're going to be hopping in right now. Let's take a look at this map mode. It's going to be Clamblitz Museum de Alfonsino, which is quite the classic Clamblitz match, I would say. What do you think?
Yeah, it's definitely a classic.
Ooh.
Sure.
I'm seeing a lot of really interesting weapon picks from both of these teams. Looks like we've got the stickers Stamper alongside Custom Blaster. And I do see that we have the Tenta Sorella as well. So some pretty interesting comps from both of these teams. I'm excited to see how they're going to be playing out. Now let's get a really good look into the action here.
Yeah, everyone's around mid right now, but slowly the pink paint is winning.
Yeah, absolutely. We can see that we've got our pink side here has a really good control of mid, but our teal has most of the clam economy in their possession now, 2 going down as we see 16 clams. No power clam quite yet, but with that amount of clams, it'll be pretty easy for them to build and just immediately toss into the basket because they are right underneath it.
I don't think I've seen the super chumps in like a million years. Sorry, that startled me.
1 million years of super chumps incoming towards your location. What do you do?
Looks like this attempted push is dead before it started, which is a shame.
Yeah, unfortunately, we didn't really have enough to be able to get back in to that basket area, which means that that clam and, like you said, that push is going to be dead. Now we can see here we've got a pretty solid representation of who is going to be in the lead here pretty soon. We see that Tenta Sorella pop their 10, gets a really nice toss into that clam basket here as they manage to open it up, but they don't have any more clams in their possession to further this lead, which is really unfortunate.
3 down almost immediately. So quick little 1 power clam push, which is good and all, but it's not going to maybe win them anything, unless their defense is like ironclad, I suppose.
Yeah, absolutely, and we can see a double special be coming out here. Actually, quite a lot of specials. Everybody on the field is basically dead here. Now Randy here with that Ted's going to be popping it, trying to get any sort of just push forward into that platform that they can. Unfortunately, does go down to the chicken with Disco here on the ramp, just doing a really good job of protecting the rest of their teammates from that from that tent push.
And that's Splatana. Everyone who's been using Splatana so far in stream has just been really, really good at slaying like what their team needs at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. And Splatana is a really, especially the new sticker Stamper, I feel like is a really good weapon choice, especially for this map and mode because it can be so hyper aggressive. And speaking of hyper aggressive here, we do see that Carbon just absolutely slaughtering the opposing team here, throwing out fizzy bombs. Unfortunately, does end up going down to that wave breaker here, being with that heavy Splatling. Should be glad that the evil and intimidating Carbon roller is out of the way.
Oh, for sure. But 3 down. Pink team's 3 down, so maybe... Oh. I was going to say maybe it's another push, but I don't know if there's support for that. So I think we're just back to scrapping in mid.
Yeah, scrapping in mid just really is the name of the game for this map mode, unless you can get through the through that ramp area through either means of just brute force or the funny box trick or spinner, like we just saw that bucket, not the bucket, my bad, the Dapple Doolies go through. We see the Dapples now have a power clam in their possession, looking like they're gonna try and just gently pick their way up through the ramp. Unfortunately, not much is going to be coming of that. Still 100 to 80 here, and we only have a minute left on the clock, which is really how these things go sometimes.
2 power clams on the map. One of them is unattended. The other one's with the Tri-Striker, which didn't work out.
Yeah, unfortunately they do end up going down as that power clam is going to be dissipating here. Bean does go down with a power clam as well, and it's just looking like we're really having a hard time just pushing into mid. These two teams really evenly matched in like this really just highly aggressive comp versus a really heavy defender comp, I feel like. And sometimes in these sorts of things, you just can't really have a clear advantage over the other, and just one power clam is all it takes to win.
They have 2, so very slowly pushing into, well, it was a good reef slider. There's 10 seconds left.
10 seconds left on the clock, but 2 power clams in play here, looking like they're gonna try and make a break for it as overtime begins to tick over. If they can get both of those power clams in the basket, unfortunately, both of those power clams do end up going down, and it is just an absolute stagger as they wipe out, and unfortunately, that means that is going to be probably the end of that overtime. There is not enough time left on that clock in order to get it going.
Oh, wow. That was like the most stalemate Clam Blitz match I think I've ever seen.
Oh, absolutely. I'm just honestly glad that we didn't go to the dreaded 8-minute Clam Blitz match that you tend to get on these kinds of things. But honestly, really, really good first like showing of these two teams playing against each other. Like you said, it was really stalemate-y. I feel like a lot of the time Museum de Alfonsino Clam Blitz is one of those maps where it's like super, super fast paced. It's over usually very quickly. So I'm glad to see it played a little bit more on the slow side, you know?
Yeah, for sure. It's kind of impressive, the defense on that.
Oh, absolutely. Like the Tentabrella and the heavy combo, just I feel like it's the immovable object versus like the unstoppable force type situation, but the immovable object is just like a Tentacerellabrella like standing there on the ramp menacingly, and you can't really move past it because the box is being defended by like their other teammates. So I'm excited to see what we're going to be going up for next. Maybe we're going to see some like comp switches, anything like that. I'm really excited to see. I usually say that like Clam Blitz as opposed to tower control is like a really fast-paced mode. So it was just interesting to see like how quickly it kind of spiraled into, like you said, that like clam standoff, the clam off, if you will. Is this anything? Just getting everybody ready, readying back up to get back into our games. And I don't really know, like, I'm excited to see, like I said, like any comp switches. Having the Tentacerellabrella on the same side of the heavy was really interesting, so let's take a look here.
Chugum won the last one. There's 2 rollers on WPI. Cabrella's back though.
Yeah, I believe that is almost the exact same comp as last time from Chugum, as Worcester drivers here. Like you said, 2 rollers is really interesting. I'm excited to see, like, I mean, I guess it is Mako zones, so I'm not surprised to see a very paint-heavy comp coming from Worcester, but, like, You know, it's 2 rollers.
One of them's the Dynamo, which is, I've heard, very it lately.
Yeah, you know what? I'm kind of surprised that Dynamo is still like in play because of the fact that it got nerfed recently. But 3 down on Worcester Drivers as Chugam is going to be moving forward here. Just really has a solid hold on that zone here, trying to get control of the stacks here. Unfortunately, we're not really able to do much. That Booyah Bomb's going to be thrown in the mid now, trying to get a cap, but it's just really looking like it's a solid purple lead here, you know?
Very unlike the first game.
Yeah. Ooh, really nice pick onto speed here. Hudsy's doing a really good job of holding that stack, but it's looking like there might be a neutralization of the zone here.
The Dynamo just went down, so.
Ooh.
Oh yeah. Very quick and decisive. The range on this set, crazy.
Absolutely, and I usually most of the time I feel like Mako Zones is like a one and done sort of thing. You don't really see too many like overtime plays on Mako. It's usually it's usually decided pretty quickly in my humble opinion. But I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I think I'd agree with you. I feel like once you get a good foothold, it is kind of hard to break back in unless you're really like locked in.
Yeah. And I feel like bringing the Dynamo or like the double roller combo to try and get Ink on the zone as fast as possible was the right move. It's just unfortunately it just so happens to be like you're a Dynamo roller faced up against like a Dappaloolis, and it's
Or
like
the Hydra, or not the Hydra,
the heavy. Yeah. And it's just like at this point you're kind of more. You're slower than the other weapons.
Yeah.
Like that is the nature of bringing a Dynamo roller to matches, but it's just like you need to make sure that you got your back watched by your other teammates just in case you do end up going down, you know?
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to do a big stretch there. My elbow's kind of wonky today. We're going to be going back into this 3rd game of the set here pretty soon. Excuse me, I am so sorry about that. Our players are readying up as we speak. We've only got one more to ready up before we jump right back into it. Do you think we're going to see like any more strange comp changes from the side of Worcester Drivers?
Well, I don't think we'll see 2 rollers again. That seemed to be a zone specific.
I hope so. I can't really imagine like a world where you would bring 2 rollers into like the same thing unless it was like splat zones or something like that. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm really not expecting to see like any sort of change on Chugam because they've really been doing good with that 10 and heavy combo.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay, yeah, awesome. Same comp from Chugam, but Worcester Drivers here kind of bringing out something a little strange, a little unusual. We've got the Tri-Nouveau, we've got the Carbon and a Heavy alongside the Vanilla Blaster, which is really interesting to see, but that extra firepower is definitely going to be able to help them out here on Rainmaker, Scorch Gorge.
And they get the Rainmaker first. So already pushing up.
Ooh.
Oh.
You hate to see it. They do end up losing the Rainmaker before they were able to take that checkpoint. Now, we saw how much of a stalemate that we were locked in during that first game, but if there is any map mode that is the stalemate map mode, it is this one. You get to the first checkpoint, you pop it, and then you really can't go any further just because of the way the map is designed here. And it's looking like we're just fighting to get onto that checkpoint here, being just backing up, trying to make sure that they do end up getting they don't end up getting splatted here. But it's just looking like that Worcester Drivers is just consistently always back up and trying to get a pick, and that Rainmaker does end up going down.
But there's still got some members up to pop it again. So it looks like they're retreating.
Yeah, that carbon roller, not really getting any sort of picks there, but 3 down now on wipeout on Chugum as Worcester Drivers looking like they're going to try and grab that Rainmaker, move forward alongside it to hopefully get that checkpoint popped and maybe even get a little bit longer, but the members of Chugum are already back onto that ramp here. They are protecting that checkpoint with their life. One member of Worcester Drivers does end up going down, and those triple ink strikes are keeping Disco back.
And then someone's chasing them alongside it.
Ooh. Really nasty 3 down here. We can see those Dapple Doolies just in that bats area. Does get a really nice run over from that Reef Slider. Does not end up taking more, but does go down, unfortunately. And Chugum does now have the lead, 68-69 here. It's just trying to get past that really heavy area here that is just really hard, but I feel like that tent is going to make it so much easier for them to get points in. As I say that, we're already down to 23 points remaining on that side, but they are 3 down. Really bad advantage state, but we can see Rainey here just chilling out by that checkpoint, which is exactly what you want to do.
Yes. Tent shield for the win. Just follow behind it. Everything will be okay. But WPI trying to make their own push happen now. But they're getting crowded a little bit in mid.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that Rainmaker does end up going down. Those Dapple Doolies, just an absolute menace to deal with. Now 2 down on Worcester Drivers. As we can see, Bean here grabs the Rainmaker once again, but Disco is not far behind. Disco does end up going down here. Arzen here just trying their best to keep that ramp clear. Does get a really nice trade, but splatted by the Sorella, which is really not good if you want to keep those points under your control. That shield, like we saw earlier, just an absolute menace to deal with, and Rennie is still alive.
Alive with aura, no less.
Yeah, absolutely alive with aura, with both forms of aura there, because like you cannot tell me that just a tent umbrella just duking it out with the rest of your team is not absolutely aura.
Ooh, shoots here.
Unfortunately, they are not able to get it any more past that corridor here. So we can see that bubble protectively over that Rainmaker. It seems like Worcester Drivers is going to be picking that Rainmaker up, moving forward into mid, just trying to get what they can of that push. There's less than a minute left on the clock now as that Wavebreaker is going to be going out. We can see that we're trying to get that push into mid. A heavy fight, and Bean does end up going down, but that Rainmaker is slowly advancing for that ramp.
Very slowly. They have 20 seconds plus whatever overtime is left to get to that ramp. But 2 down so far. The Heavy is putting in work. They got the checkpoint.
Yeah, really nice, solid checkpoint push. That Heavy getting those, getting that double and then getting aura afterwards really helped them out here. Now we do have to pop that Rainmaker and pick it up if we want to have a chance at overtime here, but unfortunately it's not looking good. I'm sorry to say that we do have an unfortunate 3 down at the very end here, which means that Chugum is going to be taking it back once again under their belt. What an incredible game from both of these teams, honestly.
Really good moments.
Absolutely. I really like the use of the Sorella Tendabrella, especially on this map mode, because it is such a pain to push. The forwarder you go, the more the other team has to push in order to get that like knockout, in order to get that win. And moving forward with the Tendabrella in front of you while you're the Rainmaker is like a surefire way to at least get some points past the checkpoint instead of just floundering in that corridor.
Yeah, for sure.
Now we're going to be going into our next round here pretty soon, but we're going to be doing a little swappy swap. I'm really excited to see like all of these players in the flesh. It's honestly been a long time coming. I was meant to go last year, wasn't able to, unfortunately, but just seeing like the whole New England community really come together like this makes me so happy, and I am so happy to be here and to be able to lend my services in voice and helping for everybody, because I love you guys. and we're going to be going to a quick break here. So don't go away. We're going to be right back after this. And welcome back to another round. We are back after our we're back after our break, just about to go into our last groups before Top Cut. So I'm really excited to see what we're gonna be doing, what we're gonna be schmoovin'. Well, I'm not going to be schmoovin'. I'm going to be sitting right here yapping at you guys endlessly until Top Cut is over. So I hope you're ready for like another like hour or two of Carney commentary, because I'm giving it to you and you guys can't say no. What I meant to say is we're going to be seeing these other teams schmoovin', moving, objecting, you know, same old, same old. It's Splatoon. I do believe that we are going to be, I believe next is Chew Gum versus Sharky's Angels, if I remember correctly.
Is it?
Perhaps?
Or is it ZT?
I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, then you guys have full permission to like kick me off mic if you guys are going to be watching. I'm looking over at the TOs, and it's like if you guys are like watching this back on the VOD at some point, if I'm incorrect, you guys have like full permission to like not let me back in here.
No, it's fine. I'm the fool. You're so right. It is Chew Gum.
We can both be the fool. We can be fools together. We're just going to be getting right into it here. Getting those last couple of players readied up, getting our stuff all checked out. Now let's take a look at some tower control. Oh God, it's Undertow Spillway tower control.
Yeah, this is not one I feel like I see very often in the...
No, absolutely not. It's a really interesting tower control map. I am not fond of the tower path in this one. I feel like it's kind of like a really strange map to play upon, and especially because you don't really see it that often in this sort of setting.
Yeah. The Angels got the first push. See that well string.
Wellstring, really, honestly, good pick for this map. There's a lot of really interesting architecture to play around here. I was about to say archaeology, but that is not the correct word for this. That's a completely other map mode. Sharky's Angels does end up going 3 down in the moment now, as Chew Gum is going to be taking that tower, pushing forward. Here we see just the Dapple Doolies from before, an absolute menace in the front lines, as they should be, honestly. And we do see... not the return of that 10th from Randy, but I believe they are playing V-Shot, which is kind of honestly insane.
Yeah. They got a wipeout for it, so, you know, it's working.
Yeah, absolutely. And Atobal here just on a really good portion of the map, just trying their best to be like that aggressive Dapple Doolies that you do want to see, being just tower dancing endlessly as one is wont to do. Sharky's Angels does end up going 3 down, and it's another wipeout as we pop on the tower yet again.
Looking toward that next checkpoint. Checkpoint 3. They passed it. This might be it.
Ooh.
Oh, with the tri-strikes to seal the deal.
One and done with those GG strikes. You hate to see it coming, but you love to watch it happen. Undertow Spillway especially is absolutely heinous for those kinds of plays because of how weird the tower is. It gets up to a lot of strange business. I feel like it's the grown-up of Mako Tower, because like Mako Tower is kind of weird, in which you can just like kind of dance around in Freezer forever, but like take Mako Tower and like times it by 10, and then you've got like Undertow Tower, I feel, you know?
Yeah.
I should probably angle this more towards my mouth so it's not just like it's not like my cheeks talking to the mic. Ooh, did I just hear it was clams next?
Yeah, I think I heard
Is it clams? I love Clamblitz.
That's good. I think I've only played like 2 or 3 games of Clamblitz my entire life. It scares me.
Okay, fair enough, but also like the raw power of being able to like sneak a power clam into the basket is something you will never forget. what weapons do you main? I'm like kind of curious.
Oh. I don't play PvP that much, but I'm usually like Nautilus and Mini or like.
Oh my
two
god, I'm a
favorites.
Nautilus main too!
Yay.
Yay! Let's get back into the match now. We've had our little like Nautilus bonding moment. Not really seeing much here, but I do want to point out the Zimmy. Exactly. Really, really good for Clam Blitz especially. I feel like if you're up against really fast opponents, what better way to slow them down with Toxic Mist? And we see quite a good use of Toxic Mist here, slowing down Ranny in that alleyway.
Yeah, swiftly pushing through mid to the basket already.
Yeah, right in that death pit too. Renzo's just doing a really good job, I believe, on that 52 here. Just trying to get some sort of clam in the basket, but the basket is open and clams are being thrown, and that was a double stamp kill. Absolutely incredible. Oh, man. Now, you don't really see that. I would say you don't really see that all too often anymore because Stamp got nerfed, but apparently we didn't get the memo.
A lot of splatted people.
Yeah.
Everyone's probably respawning in some form or another by now.
Absolutely, just doing a really good job of holding the line, getting a super duper solid first push, going all the way down to 35 within the first 2 minutes of the match is absolutely insane. A really nice double here as Chugama is going to be moving forward into that advantage position, looking like we're going to get another delayed wipeout. Incredible.
The Tri-Strikes come out as trying to gather clams. We're going back for the... Oh no, I think we're just making our own power clam. That's fine too.
I mean, the name of the game is build your own power clam, but unfortunately that Toxic Mist is going to be preventing that, but commentator's curse strikes me once again, and not for long that power clam manages to sail its way effortlessly into the basket here. Looking like we're going to go 2 down on either side, but the barrier is back up, and Sharky's Angels is still solidly in the lead with an over 20-point lead differential.
Chugama is still pushed up a little bit, so because that heavy is at least good for them.
Yeah, absolutely. Bean is in a really good position here to support the rest of their team now. We see that they do happen to have 2 power clams, not in play just quite yet, but Hudsy's over here just sails it right into that basket, breaking that barrier here. But 3 clams to go, actually 1 clam to go until those penalty points are done. And speaking of, those clams are just coming, and they are not stopping coming. I believe we're going to have a pity clam jump in. Unfortunately, they whiff it. And
they got it. They got it.
They got it.
At the last possible moment, they got it, and they got the lead.
Oof. Really, really nail-biting moment there. You really hate to see a delayed wipe, like just while you're jumping the pity clam into that area. Renzo here does really get a really good pick onto Hudsies. Does end up going down in that snipe area from Bean. Bean here just doing a really good job of being that defensive heavy that you really want to see in these sorts of situations, honestly. We see really a battle of the wave breakers actually here. 2 go down on either side now. 3 down on Sharky's Angels as Chugama is going to be moving forward. They don't have a power clam in their possession just yet, but with most of the map just painted in orange, they are going to have one as soon as humanly possible. 15 total clams to their name, as opposed to Sharky's Angels having that unfortunate 0 underneath that clam economy.
They might not maybe as big of a push to end the game, but it's good to stall a little bit. At least keep them on the back foot as much as possible.
Absolutely, because while that lead differential may not be big, it might just be enough to prevent Sharky's Angels from getting back that lead under their control, especially since we have 1 minute left on the clock here. Bean has control of a power clam. Sharky's Angels has 2 power clams to their name. If they manage to get both of those clams in the basket, And then a little bit more clams. It's looking like they might be able to take that lead. One go down on either side now. Two go down on Sharky's Angels. It is not looking good. We have to get those power clams into the basket as soon as possible if they want to be able to take this set back from Chew Gum.
One of them expires, but they have a bunch of clams to make up for it, perhaps, but kind of juggling that power clam a little bit, trying to get away through all of that yellow ink, but it doesn't really look like it's going to happen.
Yeah, it's just really not looking good. Overtime is going to be starting here. Renzo just gets a really good pick here. Ducking and weaving through that enemy ink, and it's just, I feel like they're staggering just a little bit here, and just a little bit is looking like it might spell out their doom unless they go for it now, but that overtime timer is going to be expiring here in just a couple of seconds, and unfortunately that means that Chew Gum is going to be taking that second game of the set here.
For sure. It was looking kind of back and forth for a while, but then Chew Gum kind of ran away with it in the end.
Yeah, and it was a really solid first push from Sharky's Angels. Getting it all the way down to that 30 mark is impressive, especially on the first push. Normally, a first push wants to consist of those two power clams into that basket to get it down to that 60-point mark in order to just have a really good lead differential over the opposing team in such a volatile clam blitz map as Barnacle and Dime is. But I feel like Chew Gum just really played like the slow and steady wins the race sort of thing, and really made it work out for them in the end.
Yeah, it's very patient.
Patience is a virtue, guys. Remember that. You don't have to chuck all your clams into one basket. Don't count your clams before they hatch.
Before they turn into a power clam.
Don't count your clams before they turn into a power clam. I don't even know where I was supposed to be going with that. I'm running off of like 3 hours of sleep, but I'm totally fine. We're just gearing up for this last game here of the groups stage of this specific set, and then right afterwards we're going to be going right into Top Cut. So, well, not right into Top Cut. We're going to be taking a break before Top Cut. But to me, it's right into Top Cut because I'm going to be doing Top Cut. And thankfully you get to have a little bit of a break so that way your voice doesn't like explode beforehand.
Yeah. Zone ship shape.
Ooh. Lockout map of the century.
What is that bow?
Oh my god, is that the Nova? Okay, wait, hold on. We've got the brand new Tri-Stringer, but we've got the Nova Pro? The Pro Splatter Shot Nova? That is... No, Forge Pro. That's Forge Pro. My bad. I'm so bad at this. Haha. Forge Pro is kind of an interesting pick, but I can honestly see where they're going to be going with it. Unfortunately, two do end up going down onto Sharky's Angels as we're looking like Chew Gum is going to be in control of the zone. We see that Inkjet come out, getting a really nice pick onto those Dapples.
Yeah, this is like, it's really cool. I don't know. I've never seen that bow before.
It's okay. It's one of the newer. It's one of the newer kits for the Tri-Stringer. I believe it has the. It's got.
I think it's the one with the inkjet, right?
It is the one with inkjet. That is correct.
It's
really
not
nice.
a special I'd expect in zones, but.
They honestly make it work, like 100% here. Now, Chew Gum is still in control of that zone. Sharky's Angels, unfortunately, does end up going 2 down, and now we're looking like we're trying to get into that lockout position here, as 3 do end up go down on Sharky's Angels. A really nice delayed wipeout. Randy's just going absolutely crazy here on that splatter shot.
Other spawn.
They're
not even looking at the zone anymore. They don't need to.
They don't need to. Yeah, no, 100% they don't need to. Like I said, this is a really lockout heavy map, and they are playing that to their advantage. Unfortunately, 2 end up going down on Chew Gum as Sharky's Angels moves forward, trying to get that zone underneath their control, and they need to do it fast because we're already down to single digit.
There's only just a ball, and it's a wipeout.
Ooh.
Ugh. Crazy.
Oh, man, you hate to see it. wipe out at the last possible second while those zones tick down to the single digits. Chew Gum taking this set over Sharky's Angels 3-0, but it was not. When a really neat sweep goes up like this, it's the scoreboard does not tell the whole story. It is just what you just saw was two really well put together teams just facing off against each other like knife fight. It was just knife fight in mid like most of the game. The Clams Blitz match I feel like could have gone really either way, but in the very end it was just unfortunately a game of like too little too late. You get a wipeout like that late into the game. It's not really anything you can do about it, you know?
Yeah. Sure, the lockout nature of some of the map modes did not help either.
Absolutely. Now we're going to be taking a little bit of a break for Top Cut, so if you guys want to just stick around, wait a little bit, let everybody shuffle around, let everybody take a little bit of a break. We will be right back as soon as possible.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to New InkLAN. We are here to bring you the top cut bracket here. The round robin stage is done, the order has been set, and the top teams are going to be coming into this bracket to determine the winner of New InkLAN. I'm Squidoku. I am back on the mic here with Carney to bring you all the action from Top Cut.
Really excited to be here with you. It's been like 2 weeks since we commentated together, but like we've never commentated together in the flesh, so I'm really happy to be here with you as my Top Cut buddy.
Likewise.
And really excited to see like what these teams are going to be like bringing us for the Top Cut bracket. Like I'm expecting some really cutthroat matches, and not only will we be seeing who's going to be the top of Top Cut, but who's going to be our representative for the LAN Championship Showdown here, because we're, I think, the second to last LAN to be played, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, 10 down, just 2 to go, just us and one more following. So we are going to be almost finishing out the list of teams who are going to be playing, and it could be one of these two. We have WPI Average Worcester Drivers up against Sharky's Angels. WPI on your left in the orange ink, Sharky's Angel on your right in the blue ink, and we are ready to go.
Now, I do want to point out that we are going to be seeing a big swig from Phantom with that Ink wall combo is going to be absolutely pivotal for this map. We're going to be going into Splat Zones on Mahi Mahi Resort, my personal favorite Splat Zones map of all time. And we do see a really solid 3 down here. Renzo just doing a really good job of just keeping the rest of Worcester back.
Yeah, absolutely. They have a tactical ready to go to extend that. Renzo here staying up, getting a splat with that killer whale. I think that triggered Aura, getting behind the Inkvac, taking out Phantom there. The Slosher was able to get Renzo, but coming back very quickly. The water level's already going down as Sharky's Angels continues to control the zone here. Getting a splat on that plat, getting 2. That's going to be very, very serious business here as Average Worcester Drivers are still charging up special, still coming back in. Phantom getting a splat here might be what they need to do.
Absolutely. We see that Booyah Bomb being coming out, trying to get that zone capped. Unfortunately, not quite enough. Sharky's Angels still in control, and we're going down to the single digits now. It's looking like it's now or never. Those triple ink strikes could make or break this entire thing, but unfortunately, they were not enough to neutralize that zone, and it is a solid 100-0 knockout for Sharky's Angels.
Yeah, very well done there. Even in the middle of the game as they went 2 down, the 2 who were still left up on the side of Average Worcester Drivers, they weren't able to both neutralize and take control of the zone themselves. When they had 2 down, it tended to be players like the Big Swig and the Charger who, with the Big Swig, able to put down a lot of paint but not really defend themselves at close range due to the lower damage, and that Charger, the ZNF Charger, not really able to win a fight at short range or put down the paint on the zone. It was a bit of an awkward situation there for the Average Worcester Drivers as Sharky's Angels were able to get up and close, especially Renzo on that 52 gal, getting right in their business, sneaking around behind Phantom as well, and being able to really keep WPI destabilized throughout that quick game.
No, absolutely. I feel like that was one of the more pivotal moments here was that Inkvac going down before it could even be popped, because that being popped probably would have capped the zone, if not at least neutralized it, which means that Sharky's Angels would have had to put in at least a little bit more extra work. But Renzo just on that 52 really shows like how aggressive that weapon is and can be, especially when put in the right situations, when put within the right hands, and like when put directly behind an Inkvac, you know? Like there's really nothing to it. You just, unfortunately, you weren't able to see like you can't really see behind you. Like the ink fact just went down, and that's just how the Mahi Mahi resorts. I don't know.
That's how the zone splats.
That's how the zone splats. That's a better one than what I come up with.
No, we can keep workshopping them. We can keep workshopping them. We'll be seeing a different stage and a different game mode here coming into our next game in just a moment.
Ooh, and it is going to be Zones Barnacle. So I think we know what to do. I want to see some barnacles in the chat.
Yes.
I want to see some barnacles in the chat.
And
I can't
yes.
see the chat right now because I don't have my usual setup. But if I come back and I don't see any barnacles in the chat, like on VOD review, I'm gonna be so mad.
Yeah, let's get those barnacles in chat. We are in the top cut now, so we are getting counter picks for these teams. So it is going to be Barnacle and Dime Splat Zones. Again, zones. Despite being the mode that they just lost on, they are happy to stick with it as they continue the set. I think that they think that they can have a better shot of doing better on that mode, or on that stage.
Yeah, and I can definitely see where they're coming from. I feel like the big zone that Barnacle and Dime has might be a little bit of a problem capping-wise if they can't manage to grab any, like, if they can't manage to neutralize the zone, like, with any of their specials or with any of their weapons, it might prove to be, like, a bigger problem than they expected. But Barnacle plays, like, so much differently on zones than it does on, like, say, Clam Blitz. You don't want to be, like, all up in, like, the business of the basket. You want to step back and make sure that you've got those specials, you've got your supports active. So I'm really excited to see what we're going to be heading into here.
Yeah, we are going to be seeing these teams come out. A Carbon Roller here from Phantom and Heavy Splatling. Glack there on the Heavy edit, so they are bringing out the Tacticooler this time around on the side of Sharky's Angels.
I do want to point out that we are going to have a Kraken in play as well from that custom blaster from Worcester Drivers here. Now we do see two going down on either side here, but Sharky's Angels is in control of the zone for now. 3 down on Worcester Drivers. Phantom, the only one left alive here, has that Trizuka charge, so they should stay alive as much as they possibly can in order to help their team just get back in with that incredibly aggressive special, but unfortunately they do end up going down, and it's just really not looking good so far for Worcester.
Yeah, especially with a wipeout there. Black with that Tacticooler active and all of Sharky's Angels really far forward pushing in. Note that Tesseract playing the Paintbrush here, using those missiles on the Paintbrush Nouveau kit to stall out, make sure WPI aren't able to have a stable footing to stage a retake from. 2 going down on the side of Sharky's Angels, 1 down on WPI. The control does get neutralized. Speed there using the Kraken, but Sharky's Angels are able to take control back, and this looks like they are going to be able to take it. That is 2-0 for Sharky's Angels very quickly.
Yikes, that is really unfortunate. The zones once again not in the favor of the Worcester Drivers here, as Sharky's Angels just really solidly just in their element, putting down paint on that zone, making sure that it is just stayed under the control of themselves the entire game. Not even letting Worcester get anywhere near the zone was kind of impressive, like up until that Kraken came out and neutralized the zone, but unfortunately it just wasn't enough ink, wasn't enough players up on the field in order to get it like active again, you know?
Yeah, and one thing that I didn't even have time to note is that Renzo and Scoobs were both running opening Gambit on the 52 gal and the blaster. So they both really wanted to dive in very quickly. I saw Renzo doing that early on, did get taken out, but Scoobs managed to get a splat on the crab tank from underneath in that very nice under the ledge spot that blasters absolutely thrive in.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I also didn't notice that opening Gambit was being run. I'm personally not an opening Gambit enjoyer myself, even though I do play dualies, which is kind of weird. Like, It's kind of like bringing a carb into the table and not running like Ninja Squid on it. I feel like opening Gambit's like the dualies thing, but it's just really not for me, honestly. Like, but it really worked out in the favor of Sharky's Angels and just like getting forward into the zone. Like you said, that really good blaster pick from the crowd from underneath. Just they had really good synergy. They had really good team synergy, really good special synergy, and we're going to be waiting on the counter pick from Worcester to see, like, maybe we're going to be going on to a different mode.
I think this was actually just a best of 3.
Oh, it was best of 3?
Yeah.
Oh my god, my bad.
No, I made the same mistake
earlier.
earlier.
Wait a minute, is this best of 3 or best of 5? I can't remember.
Yeah, it's we got the players leaving the stations there.
I
yeah.
didn't even notice. I was too locked in on the camera, just like staring you guys down on Twitch.tv.
Yeah, yeah. These are best of 3 sets here. At least that was. As we continue onto the bracket, like, can we get an update on what the next set is going to be? If that's a best of 5 for the next, or are we seeing the? I believe we may be seeing the other semifinal. I'm not sure where in the bracket we are, but anyway, we are still going to be seeing some more Splatoon, at least from the teams that are setting up here on the stream sets, the stream stations.
Splatoon will happen. I pinky promise. We double checked like everything beforehand to make sure everything was working, and we even triple checked to make sure everything was working. So Splatoon is happening. We're just waiting on confirmations for both of these teams and for the either best of 3 or best of 5. So we're going to be seeing that here pretty soon. Let's let everybody kind of get into it, like make sure that we're going to just ease into it, dare I say.
Yeah. Hey, for all we know, it's like Ludi. It'll be a best of 9.
Oh, God. We've been here all day.
It's not going to be a best of 9.
Avril from behind the camera is just like, no.
Oh. Apparently, in competitive yacht racing, they do first to 9 wins, so it's best of 17.
I'm sorry, competitive yacht racing?
Yes.
Like
yacht
the boat?
racing. Yes.
Best of 17?
Best of 17.
That sounds like a tournament organizer's nightmare. Like,
I think that generally, I would
fast at least?
imagine. I don't know, but I would imagine that that's the kind of thing that takes place over a long span of time. Like, you can have that in a whole week. But I don't know. I haven't looked into it. I just heard one time that it was best of 17.
that's crazy.
It's a lot.
Oh my god, imagine if they did 17 in like all day. Oh. Okay, cool. All right, so we're going to be popping into a little bit of a break here while we just wait for everything to finish setting up. So don't go away. We have semifinals coming for you soon as everything is ready. everybody, and welcome back to New England number 6. Semifinals are coming at you live here from Waltham, Massachusetts. I'm so happy to be bringing you guys some more Splatoon. Like we said, thank you for not going away. Would you like to tell us about this next set that we're going to be seeing?
Yes, we are going to be seeing a semifinal matchup here between two teams. I believe we saw these two teams facing off against one another on stream earlier in the tournament. We have, I believe, Chew Gum and what's the other one?
Oh my gosh.
It is Chew Gum and we'll see in a moment.
I don't know how to. You know what? It's okay. We'll see. We'll see. It's gonna be great. I'm really excited. I did manage to catch like several of Chew Gum's matches. Did commentate one for the group stage. So really strong showing from them. Really excited to see like. Again, I'm really into like the comp differences, like as opposed to like stats like you are. I'm more of a like, you know, like I like seeing what works, what doesn't, like how different people use different weapons. Like it's just my brain.
Oh yeah,
it's really fun.
Yeah, definitely more relevant to the actual the playing of the game itself. But the teams we have here are Chew Gum and Nope. We have here Nope on your left, Chew Gum on your right in a rematch of round 1. Chew Gum in the yellow ink, Chew Gum in the purple ink, Nope on the yellow ink, and here we go.
I do want to point out that we have 3 separate instances of triple ink strike, 2 on Nope and 1 on Chew Gum, which is kind of insane, but really not insane when you think about it because we are on Mako zones. Now 3 do end up going down. It is a wipeout, early wipeout for Chew Gum, just easily taking that zone, moving forward into that purple ink, just insanity here from Randy. We saw the tent, like the impenetrable Sorella earlier, but just really doing a good job of holding it all together over by that freezer area.
Yeah, this Tent and Dapple Doolies combo from Ranny and from Tobal is a vicious combo when they can coordinate like they have been. But now Chew Gum is in on the back foot a little bit. They have managed to retake the zone without getting a penalty applied. Guardian here goes down to that tent, and Chew Gum are once again in control. They're looking to take more than 2 down here. Randy with the Zuka looking for Melodic, but not able to come up with anything from that Zuka, but able to hold the space with the Tent Umbrella Shield as the counter is ticking down into the single digits.
Yeah, single digits, and we're not even 2 left on the clock, but in some sort of like sick and twisted sort of thing, we do see the zone go into neutral. Not even, like I said, 2 minutes into the game, and Chew Gum just showing a really solid showing over Nope. Like you said, the Tenta Sorella Dapple Doolies combo is vicious, and like I feel like you don't usually tend to see Tenta Brella like in the front line at all, but Randy just absolutely bodying everybody else in that entire match over by that freezer was super impressive. And I really like the specific use of the Sorella kit because, well, it's kind of a weird one. It's got Ink Mines and Trizuka. The Trizuka, I feel like, is what makes it really shine as like a frontline tent pick.
Yeah, we have received our counter pick information here. Nope have chosen to play Tower Control Inkblot Art Academy. This is one that we have seen a push. If it gets past that first checkpoint, it can quickly spiral out of control. But generally that will happen only if a team really gets a strong advantage going, but that such an advantage can really be vicious here. It can really tip the game in the attacking team's direction.
Absolutely, and I do want to point out that we are seeing that ZF splatter scope here for Melodic here. Guardian still sticking with that sticker stamper. I feel like that Booyah Bomb is going to be really, really good, especially for tower control. and especially on this mode because there's a lot of places where some of these players can hide, and that Booyah Bomb can basically force you out into open season, basically. Nope does end up going 3 down. Unfortunately, Chugum taking control of that tower. We have been there just riding it straight to that checkpoint, and I think Hudsies is going for a bats play here.
Yeah, taking the ink rail, getting up there in those bats, but Rush has a splash wall out that delays it, but Tobal doesn't care. It can get just inside that wall and take out Rush. But with Milotic, the only one left alive, they have to find those picks. They have to stay alive. Tobal gets the Reef Slider canceled. There's so much orange ink on the plat of Chugum, on Nope, I mean, and Nope are able to use a set of tri-strikes to at least stall the tower a little bit longer, but going 2 down, maybe even 3 down here, Chugum are right back in it.
Absolutely. Ranny just holding the front line there with a triple, a really solid one at that, just being the front line 10th that every single 10 player strives to be, dare I say. Now Chugum is still in control of that tower. They are already past that second checkpoint, I believe, so we are just going, ooh! I was going to say trying to go straight for that knockout, but unfortunate wipeout timing means that Nope is going to be in control of that tower, painting into mid. Rush here just trying to get Randy like out of the way with the combination of the whale and that 52. They do end up getting a trade, which is going to be super huge for Nope.
Yeah, interesting to see 3 players on Chugum all dropping into mid there to take that fight against Guardian. Guardian does go down, and Chugum are ready to keep going. Tobal uses a Reef Slider, but it's not able to get much here. Now, where do Nope want to set up? They have Crow on the plat. They have Rush there together with Crow. Crow dropping down, looking for a splat on Tobal from behind. Tobal, who is far from having Reef Slider ready and is able to get out in time after dropping down, using that movement to get out of the way. Nope have started to score a few points, but Rush is stuck back in a fight with Ranny, but letting them go a little bit, finding them, and trying to stay in that fight and managing to do so before they can get that Tent Umbrella shield up, and that allows Nope to get some points going. They are past the first checkpoint. Chugum, they'll want to get a stop going. There's a trade up there in bats between the 2 sloshers, and Ranny, with that Tent Umbrella coming around from the other side, gets the tower stalled, gets Milotic to drop off just a little bit, and is stopping them once again at that checkpoint.
Yeah, and a really nice double from Randy, too, as we can see that triple ink strike go out, looking to try and get Guardian, and a direct hit onto Guardian makes that a triple from Randy before they end up going down yet again. Nope in a really tight spot here. Tobal just doing a really good job of moving around those stacks. Gets a really good pick onto Rush here, looking for a pick onto Guardian, gets it as well, and it's looking like Tobal is just going straight for the bats like you wanted Dapple Doolies to go, supported by that triple ink strike. We see that Reef Slider come out, and I believe we just saw Aura activate as well.
I'm not sure. I thought it might have been a little bit too long. A little bit too long between that second and third splat for Tobal. Guardian here looking for something, looking to try and get that slosher out of their bats, but Chugum here able to get 3 down and looking for even more. They are shouting to each other behind us. They are looking Chugum to get the tower moving, and that is a knockout.
KO! Unfortunately, Chugum manages to take that set in a really solid display of power, just moving it all the way from that neutral point, the beginning starting point of tower control, to way past that second checkpoint, right where you can see it here. Now we are just been told our finals match, and I am so excited for this one.
Yeah, we are going to see in the finals the winner of the match we just saw, Chugum, up against Z-tier players, our reigning champions of New InkLAN 5, previous representatives for the LAN Championship Showdown, and Z-tier players here looking to stamp their authority over New InkLAN once again here, but will the challengers, will Chugum, be able to give them a challenge?
I'm really hoping to see how explosive these matches are going to be. Dare I say that I'm a big fan of Z-tier players? I have to sneak that joke in every single time because we have the absolute GOAT Neptune present with us in the back there on Z-tier players, I do believe.
Yes.
So our reigning champs versus who we just saw, Chugum. Finals are going to be coming soon, but we are going to do a little bit of a swap over while we get everything set up. So don't go away. We've got finals coming up for you guys. It's going to be huge. I'm really excited. Would you like to do the honors?
I would love to do the honors. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to New InkLAN 6 here on SplatoonTourney. I am Squidoku. I am here with Carney, and we are coming at you live from Game Underground in Waltham, Massachusetts, our new venue for this edition. We are up to the finals of this event. We have Z-tier players versus
Chew Gum.
Chew Gum. Thank you. We have Z-tier players versus Chew Gum, and we are going to be getting right into it, Carney.
Absolutely. Our first map mode for this best of 5 final set is going to be zones on Hagglefish Market. I've heard many a commentator call it the great equalizer. If you know, you know. I feel like Hagglefish Market really just sort of neutral map mode. Like, it's kind of been everybody's played Hagglefish Market. Like, I'm going to move this a little bit farther away from my mouth because I feel like I'm a little bit too loud on the mic. But, like, I feel like everybody's played Hagglefish Market. Everybody knows how it plays. And like we were saying before the break, our current opponents, Z-tier versus Chew Gum. Z-tier is our 2025 New InkLAN number 5
Representative.
Representative, thank you. I can't think of the word right now.
But here we are getting right into it. Z-tier players in the cyan, Chew Gum in the pink ink, and we are getting right into it. Ren on the pencil, Storm on the 52 gal, Neptune on the Splash-O-Matic, and 49er on that Octo Brush. And Chew Gum coming back with a familiar comp, except there is a Splat roller here. Hudsies switching off of the slosher that they've been so used to here, and Chew Gum able to be the first team that takes the zone. Tobal going down in that initial skirmish though. Neptune using that crab to keep the team away, and the zone has been neutralized. Ren up there on that block looking for the flank. Hudsies gets another, does not get another, in fact, goes down to Ren there. Ren trying to escape as that Tentabrella comes in and a Jub comes in, but Ronnie gets it, and Chew Gum still able to hold onto the zone even through that first fight in the first minute of this game.
Absolutely, and the zone just keeps on ticking down. Z-tier players is really in the back foot here, but not for long as Chew Gum does end up going 2 down. Z-tier players has the chance to move forward and get into that zone. They do end up neutralizing and capping it, giving Chew Gum a 54 tick penalty to their name now, and it's now Z-tier players' turn to move forward and try and get that zone under control. Storm gets a really good pick onto that race slider, gets a really good pick onto Hudsies, and the picks just feel like they just keep coming, setting up that ink wall right in front of that elbow area as we see that whale come out, and it's just, they're just going absolutely full force onto Chew Gum.
Yeah, that is Z-tier players setting up in that position. All 4 of them really far forward, even though Neptune goes down. And Ren also on the pencil going down. That's 3 down. That is just that brush left up. Tobal diving in, trying to escape that Zipcaster. The Reef Slider is going to go in and neutralize the zone. Even though they lost the lead, they're not able to take it.
That Reef Slider did not cap that zone, which means that Z-tier players is going to keep going. They're in the single digits now. Chew Gum manages to cap the zone before that it gets any worse to stop the bleeding. A 71 tick penalty for Z-tier players, but if they can hold it until the end of the game, they are going to have this in the bag, and that is going to be a wipeout. I'm not entirely sure what side that was on because so many players went down all at once. Now, Z-tier players did have 2 down in the moment, but we can see that 49er is going to be moving forward alongside Storm with that 52, just doing a really good job of holding that ramp area hostage.
Yeah, the tactical are making a huge difference for this next engagement. Anyone who goes down here on Z-tier players will be back very fast, and even though they lose control of the zone and Chew Gum are able to take it, Z-tier players are coming back quickly. They will be able to set up and respawn before Chew Gum can make the same kind of hold that Z-tier players had on them, especially with Z-tier players not having any specials available at the moment after using that wave breaker from Bean on the heavy splat lane. Bean, they're holding that position, dropping back just a little bit. Ranny getting a pick onto Storm. They are holding the zone. They are almost through their penalty there. Storm on the side of Z-tier players has a Zipcaster ready to go. There is that crab tank coming out from Neptune. The counter is down. Zipcaster taking out Bean. The zone is neutralized. 2 down on the side of Z-tier players, and they are coming in. Ren putting down Pain. Tobal trying to delay it a little bit longer, goes down. There's 2 down on both sides, and Z-tier players has the zone once again.
And they need to keep control of that zone. 7-13. The lead differential is nothing too close for comfort here, as Z-tier player Storm is going to be going forward, trying to get any sort of flank that they can, but 3 down on Z-tier players as Chugum is going to be moving forward, taking control of that zone once again, but the damage has already been done. They are just right back to a really high number of penalty ticks, but 13-7 is nothing to sniff at. Z-tier players has to move forward and get into that zone as soon as possible if they want to keep that first win underneath their control. Less than a minute left on the match now. Z-tier players is going to be getting 2 down. A really nice splat from Bean onto Neptune and 49er. Hudsies here on that splat roller, just setting up a really nice bubble in that elbow area, and those penalty points are almost completely down, and we're moving down into the single digits. Chugum manages to take the lead from Z-tier players and take the zone in their stead for a first game win.
This is huge. This is massive. I would call this a massive upset here, taking a game. Z-tier players on the back foot, having to play from behind. Incredible work from Bean there, staying alive. The whole team staying on top of it in the final minute, as Bean able to get 2 splats in that last strong attempt at a retake. The crab tank came out and got completely shut down.
Yeah, that crab tank just got absolutely shredded by Bean's heavy. Not only that, but setting that bubble up on that ramp was really, really good for them. They were able to just make sure that Z-tier players had to go through that bubble first in order to make it into zone, and that's what I really think Chugum managed to do so well. They were able to retake that zone, hold it for a really good amount of time, and then just knock out, and then boom. That's a really solid win from them, especially against our reigning champs.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a counter pick. I am mixing up my words. A counter pick here, and it is going to be Splat Zones on Umami Ruins.
Splat Zones on Umami Ruins are really the only dual zones map to ever exist.
Well, there are a few more, but we just generally don't tend to see those in competitive tournaments.
Because they're bad. Well, they're okay. They're not bad. They're different, but I feel like Umami Zones is the most playable out of them in a competitive setting. I'm not calling any map mode bad, but like...
Personally, I think Undertow Zones is very silly.
Yeah,
it's fun.
It is really silly.
I think it would be funny to see that in a tournament. I think it would be funny to play in a tournament or just to watch. That Undertow can be very silly on zones, just as on clams. Undertow clams is also very funny.
I think Undertow just in general is a really silly map. Like Undertow Tower we saw earlier, just absolutely goofy tower line. We're hopping right back into this match here. As we can see, I'm not really seeing any sort of comp changes from either side. Are you?
No. Well, Storm there switching onto the splatter
right.
shot with the Trizuka here, looking maybe for a bit more pressure with that bomb, maybe able to contend with what Chugum are bringing. Still, 52 Gal being a very strong counter to the tent. That is something they're giving up. Ronnie able to hold all that space in that left front side zone that we're seeing on the bottom of the screen, but Z-tier players able to take some space in top mid and get a wipeout. They have clearly won this first engagement and are moving forward to try and begin a lockout here.
And like previous maps discussed in this tournament, Umami Ruins is a really lockout-heavy map if you know how to play it correctly. Now, 49er sharking right by that dome area, waiting for some unlucky chap to fall right into their jaws. Now, Deuce does end up popping that Zipcaster, does get a pick onto Bean, and does end up going down to Tobal. Tobal here with that reslider, not able to get a pick, does end up going down as Z-Tier Players is still in control of that zone. Storm gets a really nice pick onto Bean. As we are just moving forward, there are just kills flying everywhere. The map is basically covered in orange paint.
Yeah, Z-Tier Players have quite a lot of control here. Not a lot of time left for Chugum. They have a Trizuka here. It hasn't gotten anything until just one splat onto the splash. But with 3 down on Z-Tier Players, Chugum have a chance here to take control. There's 3 points left for Z-Tier Players, but Chugum have given them a nasty penalty of 74 points here, and they will be looking to hold control. Tobal has that Reef Slider ready to go. The Wave Breaker has already been used and the Big Bubbler has been used to get that push going, but Tobal still holding that Reef Slider. They have control. They haven't been able to move forward, and Tobal goes down to a Zuka. That's going to be a big pick, a big swing for Z-Tier Players, who have taken control in the mid, taking out Ronnie on the 10 as well, and looking to take the lead again. Tobal's back up, the only one left alive, gets a splat, looking for another, can't get a second, is able to survive after the Reef Slider ends, and is just trying to scramble, stay alive, gets another pick. Tobal is surviving until they go down.
And Z-Tier Players is still temporarily in control of the zone before it ends up being neutralized here, and that is a wipeout. Z-Tier Players is going to be moving forward, taking control in a really decisive fight in that mid area. Now Chugum on the back foot here. They really need to push forward into that mid because those penalty ticks, like you said, it was a really large chunk of penalty ticks, but they are ticking down as we speak, going down into the teams. It's 3 down on Chugum now as Z-Tier Players, Neptune moving forward, just getting really nice pick after pick, just helping the rest of their team move forward, and with that the penalty ticks are done, and so is the match. Z-Tier Players knocking out Chugum. We are tied up 1-1.
Yeah, Z-Tier Players have taken their first loss of the game, but in game 1, they took their first loss of the day, but they are not going to follow it up with another. They knew exactly what they wanted here on Umami Ruins, and they have taken a win. But now because both teams have won on zones, it means that it cannot be counterpicked. It is now Chugum's turn to make the counterpick, so we are eager to see what they are going to bring us.
Absolutely, we can see Fuchsia back there with the map mode list, getting those counter picks, getting the counter pick picks from Chugum, but like you said, no more zones for the rest of this tournament. So we're either going to be going on to Clan Blitz, Rainmaker, or Tower Control. So I'm really excited to see what we are going to be going for, and it's looking like we're still trying to decide, but I feel like Rainmaker could be huge here.
Yeah, this could absolutely be something where Chugum have all the tools to put together a strong enough push that could take the lead. Like maybe on Undertow, if they can get a tent through some of those narrow corridors, that could provide enough shielding.
Exact same
enough
thing.
shielding for a Rainmaker to sneak up through and get just far enough to a spot past what they are able to defend on their own side.
And it's going to be Tower Control on Ship-Shape Cargo Co.
Yeah, something a little different. A Tower Control map, that's Ship-Shape. Something interesting, another one that we do see teams have a lot of experience with, and it'll be interesting to see what comes along for the ride. I'm thinking about the special weapons that come out, and we don't have any kind of GG special really from Z-Tier Players, nothing that can force everyone to get off of tower immediately and has no chance of survive, except Neptune here. Just as I was saying that, Neptune bringing out the Octoshot and switching to that, and Storm on the Vanilla Blaster with a bubble, another weapon, another special weapon that you see on Tower Control that can really help you survive through choke points here, with Hudsies moving back to that Splat Roller here to get a bubble of their own for Chugum.
And now I feel like Chewgum is really going to start playing around Randy's tent more often because it's a really, really good pick, especially for this map here, because we've got a lot of really tight corridors. Like you were saying, Undertow's a good pick, and this is another good pick at that. It's looking like Tobel's going forward, gets a delayed wipe on his E-tier players. Tobel deep in the enemy spawn, just trying to get any sort of picks that they can while the rest of their crew goes forward to that tower, and we're already almost to that third checkpoint here.
Yeah, there's only 2 checkpoints on this map. Yeah, it's the final. It is the final checkpoint.
Final
Tobo being the only one left alive. The team is at the second checkpoint. They do get wiped, but they made it there, and that is a lot of points for Z-tier players to have to get through. And now, if Chewgum are able to really contend that first checkpoint on their side, that is going to be the biggest obstacle for Z-tier players to get through. And with 2 down on the side of Chewgum, they might be able to do it. 49er looking for a pick with that brush. Their teammate manages to get it, and another going down, a clean splat from Ren's pencil. And Bean looking to stay alive here. They can't really reach the tower from where they're pushed back. Those strikes and the splat bomb keeping them out of position. And Z-tier players past that first checkpoint. They're looking towards the second one. 49er gets a splat onto, gets 2, and now Z-tier players have a lot of control here. They are really looking to take the lead. Ronnie, though, looking to defend, doesn't get anything done. They get pinched. There's a bubble on the tower. They're going through the checkpoint very fast, and they are looking towards a knockout. They have taken the lead, and Z-tier players are on a path to the win of Game 3. They have taken the lead in the set. They have come out flying.
Not only have they taken the lead in the set, because this is a best of 5, we are at match point now. So if Z-tier players does manage to win this next game, they are once again going to be crowned our qualifier pick for the thingy.
For the LAN Championship Showdown,
qualifier.
Yeah.
Words are really hard today.
Likewise.
I'm so excited. I was like so hyped to be here that all of my words are just kind of like falling out of my mouth as we speak. But like really super solid gameplay from both of these teams.
Oh yeah.
Like Chewgum with the tent in those really tight spots, and not only with the tent, but with the rest of their teammates playing around, making sure to just keep Z-tier on the back foot consistently up until they hit that second checkpoint. Unfortunately, going down, and then Z-tier just kind of like the snowball turns into an avalanche, especially on ship-shaped tower.
Yeah, on tower control in general, if a team isn't really prepared to defend in exactly the right way, if they're not ready to have all the tools at their disposal that they can possibly collect to stop a tower push, it can be extremely difficult to stop a team that is pushing forward.
It's Humpback Rain next.
Yeah, we got Rainmaker. We got Humpback Rainmaker. This could be match point. This is match point. This could be clinching the tournament for Z-tier players. But if Chewgum have anything to say about it, they will not go down without a fight.
If that tent has anything to say about it, they're not going to go down without a fight. Humpback Pump Track Rainmaker, notorious for being such a pain in the ink to move through in that just really tight corridor area right after that first checkpoint. I'm like visualizing it in my head. I'm excited to see I want to see Splash Ball. I want to see maybe Toxic Mist. If we can get a kind of a weird pick from maybe somebody. Hopeful thinking, I know, but that tent, I feel is going to be huge here, especially because it's got that Trizuka at its disposal.
Yeah, another interesting thing is that Humpback is not a great stage for the Snipe Rider, for the pencil, and so we see Ren switching off of that onto the heavy edit Splatling here. Z-tier players getting, I believe, that first pop. They put down a lot of green ink here. We have Z-tier players in the green ink, Chewgum in the purple, and Chewgum getting the first possession of the Rainmaker, but having to go down 2 for it. They get another pop onto the Rainmaker shield, but they really can't capitalize on it. With Z-tier players swarming around mid, they have that cooler up, they have multiple specials coming out, and they will be looking to grab that Rainmaker, but 3 go down! That's huge for Chew Gum, they're forcing the Rainmaker into an awful position, and now they can move ahead. That's a delayed wipe. They are diving for it. They are trying to get this going. They have the Rainmaker. They're moving it up. They are going for the... They are not making it to the checkpoint. They didn't quite make the checkpoint. They had an opportunity, but it wasn't quite enough.
Yeah, Z-tier players just really swung right back at them after that unfortunate 3-down situation here. Now, Ren on that checkpoint does end up grabbing that Rainmaker, moving forward with the rest of their team. Two end up going down on Z-tier players now, and Ren and Storm are all alone in mid, being chased by Tobal. Does end up getting the pick on that Rainmaker as we are moving forward. It's looking like Chew Gum is going to get control of that tower yet again, or not tower, of that Rainmaker yet again. As we are going to be moving forward, we see Tobal with that Reef Slider just gets a really solid pick into that that middle corridor area, trench.
Yeah,
Trench.
that is huge, huge. So many times so far already in the first 2 minutes of this game, but with 2 going down, including one to the pop of the Rainmaker shield, Z-tier players have a chance. They are looking to get the Rainmaker, and Storm getting a splat, getting that potential defender on Z-tier player, or on Chew Gum. Z-tier players managed to take the lead here. They have gotten through the checkpoint, and they are looking to go further. Storm here using all the weapons at their disposal, using that Trizuka, able to get a splat and getting a path for Z-tier players. This could be it. Neptune loses the Rainmaker and 1 remaining.
Just diving right behind that Tentabrella, and now Chew Gum has to knock out in order to take this game underneath their belt and have a chance of just getting to that game 5, but Z-tier players is looking like they're gonna try and go for the kill here, just knocking out the members of Chew Gum consistently one after the other, but they do end up going 2 down in the moment here. Storm and Ren just like fighting for their life to keep that Rainmaker unpopped, but it does end up getting popped by Chew Gum, but Storm has the Trizuka underneath their control, looking like they're gonna try and use it to get any sort of picks that they possibly can. Gets a really nice pick onto Hudsies now as we're going forward. Z-tier players just consistently jumping right back into mid, but Chew Gum has the Rainmaker. Randy is gonna look like they're gonna try and go for that little funny box jump to try and get that checkpoint popped.
It looks like it. They are taking a little bit of time. Hudsies moving forward in the ink that the Rainmaker is putting down. Ronnie having to stay in place. There's that Zipcaster coming from behind and not quite able to get them, but Ronnie diving down there into that low ground. The fall off ink from that brush takes them out, and the Rainmaker is still up there. There's those strikes keeping Chew Gum away from the Rainmaker. Ronnie diving back in for another shot. They want to go in. They have the Rainmaker in front of them, but with 3 going down, they can't do much about it. The Rainmaker's going to reset, and Ronnie holding on to that special weapon, able to stay alive, able to keep that 10 going, jumping out to a teammate as Z-tier players get reset up in mid here.
And speaking of that special, we see that Ronnie has that that Trizuka here underneath their control, looking like they're gonna get a couple of hits on the players of Z-tier. We can see now Z-tier has one down, and it's looking like Tobal's gonna splat that Rainmaker with that Reef Slider. Does get it through the checkpoint finally, but there's less than a minute left on the clock, and Chew Gum has to get it into that goal if they want a chance at taking this tournament home. But we here see Z-tier players grabbing that Rainmaker, moving forward alongside Ren. Neptune is just absolutely going for it here, looking like they're gonna try and get it into that pit area and just hold it there for the remaining 30 seconds that is left on that clock.
Yeah, Hudsies, though, does drop down and get the splat on the Rainmaker with 3 down on the side of Z-tier players. They still have a brush with the Zipcaster ready to go. Sharking in mid, but gets found out. 49er getting away. Hudsies sees where they're going. Hudsies is trying to get the splat, trying to get another as well. Storm there with that Splash-O-Matic. There's only a few seconds left. Bean gets taken out with the Rainmaker. If Z-tier players goes down like this, this is the set. This is the set for Z-tier players, and that is a win. Z-tier players are your new InkLAN champions.
An absolutely impressive showing from the members of Z-Tier Players and Chew Gum as well. Just some really solid gameplay from both of these teams. I am so happy to have commentated this absolutely explosive set between these two teams. Z-Tier Players just Neptune dodging behind that umbrella shield, managing to make it all the way onto the goal. It has just been an absolutely insane match to commentate for, and I am so happy to have been here with you.
Likewise, Carney. I honestly, my big takeaway is that Z-Tier Players actually dropped a game.
Yeah.
Like that is shocking. That is
I'm kind of like
word?
flabbergasted.
Yeah. It is. It's pretty shocking that, but they took it in stride. They came back swinging, and they were completely unfazed.
Absolutely, completely unfazed. Just really excellent showing from both of these teams. Congratulations to Z-Tier Players, but congratulations to Chew Gum for getting in second.
Yeah,
like, second
absolutely.
is no easy feat, especially in such a, like, I wouldn't call this like exactly high stakes, but like you're fighting to be our New England representatives for the LAN Championship Showdown, which has been happening all across the country and even in Canada, because we did have a Canadian LAN a couple of weeks ago, which I'm very happy about. We're finally getting our upstairs neighbors in on the action. But with that, unfortunately, that means that we do have to wrap up the yappin'. So I am so happy to have been here in Waltham, Massachusetts. My name, as always, is Carney. You guys can find me over on IPL or on SplatoonTourney. I do stuff for Ludi, and I also now do stuff for here. So if you guys come back to the New InkLAN number 7, inevitably, you will see me here lending my voice yet again.
Yeah, and before we go, I do want to give a huge shout out, a huge thank you to all of the tournament organizers here at New InkLAN. We have Avril, we have Avril, we have Fuchsia, we have Small. Brushstrokes could not be here today. Also, shout out to Mrs. Luigi Vargas, who was also commentating with us earlier.
Absolutely.
Shout out to Neuro on the spectator cam, doing a fantastic job. Shout out to the fine folks at Game Underground here, staffing, helping us set up, providing the space for us. And I am so excited to have been here. But we do have news that about the result.
Here officially accepted their LCS.
Yes, Z-Tier Players have officially accepted the invitation to the LAN Championship Showdown, so they will officially be representing New England Squids at that event.
Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you to all of our wonderful tournament organizers who have put this thing together. Like, I couldn't have said it better than you have said it. Congrats to all of our players. Even the ones who just have been here playing. It's just been a really awesome day. But we're going to let you guys go to get everything all cleaned up and packed up and ready to skedaddle out of here before these guys close. But thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you next time.
Yeah, one last time, I'm Squidoku. You can find me on Blue Sky at squidoku.bsky.social. I'm Squidoku. This is Carney. Enjoy the rest of your Spring Fest. You still have some time to play that.
Oh yeah,
and
that's true.
Yeah, we will see you next time.